Hello and welcome everybody to session 14 of Descent into Avernus. Does anybody want to give a recap for last week's episode?
I would love to, but I'm ill prepared.
Okay, well, I will do so. Last week on Descent into Avernus, our party had made the decision to help out a.
You got mail.
Oh, okay. To help out a Temple of Bahamut in Baldur's Gate with raiding the cultist following of Tiamat. The group had been doing research after Antamila had told them about what was happening, and ultimately they found out what was going on, and the plan seemed to involve a teleportation circle in some way. So the party rested up and prepared and went out ahead of time to meet up with this group of people that were going to raid the cultists of Tiamat. But unfortunately, along the way, they learned that things went very south, and the group was forced to raid earlier than the party's arrival. And so, after a fight with some cultists, uh, the the ritual circle, the teleportation circle that was used, was not dismantled or destroyed in time, and the party ended up having to fight a young white dragon, or I think it was an adult white dragon actually. And after a harrowing battle, the party was very close to dying a lot, I think. They managed to pull through and get a bunch of loot, including the repaired dagger dubbed Fang in possession, I believe, of Antamila at the moment. After the raid situation was finished, the party ended up meeting with Porter, Commander Porter, who was actually waiting for them on the Low Lantern. And the ultimate result of that was Porter wants them out of the city. She wants Thavius Krieg, and the party persuaded her to let Rhea go. So that went well. The place where we left off with from the cliffhanger last week is using the means that the Flaming Fist is known to use, very aggressive interrogations. Uh, they ended up killing Krieg with the intent of resurrecting him, obviously. I'm retconning this a little bit because you guys didn't know this, but I'm not going to tell you what happened. Something didn't happen that I explained might have happened last week, so. But you'll find out on this episode. Now, I'm going to give myself the ability to purchase a magic item of my choice without rolling. What would the party like to do?
Shopping adventure.
Yeah. So,
Let's go to the mall.
all right. Have you guys figured out what you want to do?
I mean, we don't want to talk over. We wouldn't be doing that.
No, you definitely were discussing it in Discord, right? I see three.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna AFK while you guys figure out what you want to do.
All right. So, pulling all our money together, we have around 27,550.
Yep. Okay.
So, and we have the magical scimitar that nobody's using.
Two of them.
Well, we have two of them. I grabbed one, but I could always give mine.
If it's just on the table, like you want to keep it by all means, because it's a +1 scimitar.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they're rare, so that's good money. Yeah, and it's like very dragon specific. So we have enough to probably get enough money for one tier 3 rare item, 2 tier 2, tier 2 and some uncommons, etc. So we can start from the top. Do we want? Is there any tier 3 that we really want that we would be willing to pretty much pull all of our resources now?
Well, let's see from the options listed.
Yeah, I think one of the items I want from rare tier 3s is or from rare is tier 3, but I don't now I'm already. It's just one of those win more items. My AC is already ridiculous. Ring of Protection gives +1 AC. It's just
Right.
me. So we don't necessarily need that. It's definitely want. Other than that, my other ones in the very rare category. I like some of the uncommon, non-attunement ones that we have. Basically, the Lantern of the Revealing.
I think Derek is the one that's low right now on magic items. So I definitely don't mind if we pull our resources and give him something really powerful or nice. So
yeah, I'm fine with that.
Same, actually.
I mean, the 3 options I had at the top of my head were the Staff of Defense, which will free him up to do other things with his spell slots, or a Wand of Fireball or Lightning, which pretty strong early on. That's I think that's tier 3. Can you verify that?
Wand of Lightning Bolts.
A Wand of Lightning Bolt or Fireball. I think they're both the tier.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
That's
what I feel.
Yeah, that's under the recharging staves wand, right at the top of that sheet, tier 3.
Yeah, the only problem I'd have with Wand of Fireball possibly is me and Antonella tend to be in the thick of it a lot, and while we're both resistant to fire, probably not always the best. Drop a fireball on us.
Yeah, and
lightning
fiends usually
lightning
tend to
bolt's
be.
maybe, yeah. And then the lightning bolt one, that's a straight line, right?
Yeah, so that, I mean, I think that one would be really good on Antimilla, but not so good on Derek.
Gotcha. And then what was the staff?
The Staff of Defense gives you +1 AC, which if we swap the Cloak of Protection over to Antimilla, Derek gets to keep his AC, but then he also gains the ability to cast some defensive spells for free.
Magic armor and shield from charges of the staff.
Oh, that's neat. So you don't have to use spell slots.
But now, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you need to have do you need to know the spell in order to cast it? Because I don't know. Does Derek know shield?
Yes. Well, not yet. I was planning on.
If there's limitations, they'll be on the item.
Yeah, so it says the following spells from a staff if the spell is on your class's spell list.
Oh, on the spell.
That's not my known spells. That's just sorcerer spell list, and
right.
both are there.
That's usually how most of them work.
So I mean, so that would be that'll be a pretty good defensive item. I mean, you can have up to 10 chargers, so that's 1 or 2 mage armor per day, and then that's a lot of shields if needed.
Yep.
Which means you get more pew pew for your buck.
Yeah, because using shield's great, but it does burn a spell slot.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
Not even a little bit. That's a good idea.
If we buy that, do we have enough left to buy any of the uncommon non-attunement ones?
That's where we have to go. I guess we have to go into the specifics of that.
I know we get like 10% off at that one guy's shop, assuming he has the item.
Right. And I guess it depends if we get some kind of bonus for selling to him as well.
It seems like a double death. He probably won't do that, but maybe.
I think we have
I assume
gotten
this is all
bonuses
next.
before, but
Yeah, you
I'm
guys have gotten discounts on some pretty inexpensive stuff.
right.
So you haven't tried it with anything really high end yet.
I mean, we'll have to see. Maybe not the same discount, but a lower discount. Maybe we can bargain something like that.
Any discounts better than
So it depends on the amount. So I guess we can try to make those transactions first and see how much money we have left.
Okay. So are we selling one scimitar or both?
Definitely one. I'm selling mine at least. And also, while we're at it, posted in there as well. I'm selling my battle axe, which is going to be like worth nothing, and the +1 mace that glows.
Okay.
You're selling that or you're keeping it?
Selling that.
Okay.
Unless anybody
So what
else
does that leave
wants
you
a
with as your actual
+1
weapon?
mace that glows.
Gives
Yeah,
off
yeah.
light, I think it's 10-foot bright and 5-foot dim.
Mm-hmm. So, like, considering the party composition, probably don't want to have one that just does that all the time. I'm like, it's probably better at the shop. Keep some darkness. Sounds like it'd be a good idea for some reason.
Hmm. But
So what is your normal default weapon with those gone?
It's gonna be the new dagger, which actually does more damage than the battle axe.
Oh,
On
gotcha.
average.
The dragon dagger. Got it.
Yeah.
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm okay selling mine, and if we can buy me a uncommon rapier, that's one.
Yeah, it just depends on how much money we.
Or it could also just be it's a weapon of warning common. Because it just needs to be magical. It doesn't necessarily needs to give me a plus.
I don't know what rarity it is. Well, you can look this up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. Wait,
I guess like
that's on the list.
Alex, are you good with this? Because it is. I guess it's really for you. If you're not
Just quick
thrilled about it.
question though. How are you figuring the price? So staff of defense, that's a
Would be
rare.
5,000.
5,000. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Just making sure. That's a tier 3.
As far as like coins that we have right now together, it's around 2750. And we have 2 rare plus. I guess we have 2 rare weapons, which I'm guessing are tier 2.
Yes.
So I mean that right there gives us
Okay.
enough money, even without
Gotcha.
this, to get the 5,000. Hopefully with some discounts we can still have enough money left over to get me a melee magical weapon of some sort, just so that I can overcome.
Magical resistance, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a +1 mace of light.
Where is it? Yeah.
Okay.
Where is it? Been a warning.
What are you asking?
Oh, it's uncommon. Okay. So weapon of warning is uncommon, but is it +1?
I don't think so, no. It would literally say it in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's giving me like a weird.
It's not +1. You have advantage on initiative rolls, and you and allies within 30 feet can't be surprised except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep.
I mean, I think I'm good with that. Would that be tier 2 because of weapon?
Yep, tier 2.
So that's 300 gold without discount.
Okay. I'm cool with all that.
Sounds cool. Yeah. If we have any left over, anybody has any, uncommon items, you can see if there's any more left for that, and then we can head on to Candle Cove.
Nope. All right. So are you going to tell me what you guys want to do?
We're gonna go to the shopkeep that we have dealt with before,
Okay.
and we're gonna attempt to sell a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. He will give you normal value for the things you're selling, so 50%.
Let's make sure he has stuff.
Yeah. So before we probably even sell them, we basically I would tell the guy like, look, we're really looking to offload these to pretty much just put that money right back into the shop, assuming we have a couple of items. And I'd listen off like one of them, listen being a staff.
Kenny, your sound is so weird. I don't know. It's like when you talk, I hear like a weird fan in the background or something.
Well, I mean, I do have a fan in the background.
But then it goes away, and then it comes
It's
back.
just noise gate.
Yeah.
Well, it's an oscillating fan, so that's probably why.
No, it's only when you talk.
Yeah, it's
I'll,
really weird.
I'll stop it in a second. I didn't think it would pick up on that. It's like all the way across the room.
Your mic is strong.
It's a pretty good mic, but it does have a pop filter. I don't know. Anyway,
So you mentioned that you were looking for a staff of defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but
give me a D100 roll.
For me,
if it is above a number that I have picked.
Alex, do you want to make this since it's your item?
Sure.
Also, did you move?
Excuse me. That's a 35.
The man informs you that unfortunately he does not have a staff of defense.
Okay.
All right.
So that kind of completely changes plan A.
That's that one shop, though.
Yep.
Do we want to kind of ferret around the city because it's going to be full price for a staff of defense anywhere else?
I mean, it was probably going to be full here.
Yeah.
Probably.
He might have given us a 5% discount.
He would tell you that it is extremely unlikely that you'll find it anywhere else. There might be somebody that has one, but this guy considers himself, top dealer of magical arms and armaments. But, I mean, you could certainly try. He doesn't know of anybody that would have one.
Well, rip that.
All right.
Not necessarily, but...
Probably.
Yeah, I know. I almost just said, I'm just going to give this to them so we could stop shopping adventure, but... Unfortunately, you rolled like garbage, so... Well, yeah. I basically said anything over 50 would be good. Alright. Well, so... Are you still selling your stuff to him?
I'm not actually selling anything, so I'll let the people who are selling things decide that.
Was there anything else that we wanted to check and see that he had that was of tier 3 quality, like of rare quality?
I mean, I'll ask if he has a +2 weapon, 2 bow.
Give me a roll.
All right.
You're looking for over 50.
Go over 50.
Nope.
He does not have a +2 bow.
That's good though. Eliminate option.
It doesn't necessarily mean that there's not one in town, but yeah. Okay.
Okay. We can sell the scimitar.
He'll buy it at 50%.
So the one you have. Or you...
All right. So
Nobody's using that.
yeah, my scimitar is going to not really get much use, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that one and I guess pocket the, what would it be?
27 divided by 2.
That number.
Yeah.
1375.
1375.
1375.
Yeah,
And
Maurice.
that's for one of them.
So yeah, we can still sell the other if we think we need it.
You guys looted that poor Dragonborn's corpse. Didn't return his weapons. Horrible. Horrible evil characters.
We use his weapons, or will, to slay evil dragons.
No, to sell to a store for profit.
To slay evil
To
dragons later.
to kill more cultists. That's what he would have won.
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if any character actually cares about this, but just an observation I had.
Your lawful good paladin is wearing companion armor they took off of the dead knight.
Yep.
We're pretty fucked.
Yeah.
What were the other options?
Um,
Oh, were you selling the mace?
wands. Oh yeah, selling the maze.
Oh yeah, the +1 mace, which is gonna be, since the weapon.
What is
One
it
for
called?
two.
Just a mace of
It's
blowing,
just
or
a,
just
it's just a
something
+1 mace essentially.
So
Yeah,
150.
It just happens to have light on it.
So
So it'll be.
does the fact that it has a light make it go up a
So
little bit?
150. Yeah, does it?
not.
Probably easier to sell. Tiny.
I mean, he.
Maybe.
Give me a persuasion check. Whoever asked the question first.
I did not ask the question.
Damn it.
It's a great question.
You roll really low, and he's like, nah, people want to be covered in darkness.
That's some cursed ass shit.
Why is it not do something?
What's going on?
Sorry, no, it was him doing the thing. Persuasion, you said?
Yeah, whoever mentioned it first.
You know, could be worse. Above average.
He will say sure. It's definitely interesting. I think I could pay an extra 10 gold for that. So whatever the value is, plus 10 gold.
Okay, so it would be 150, so 160.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, Kenny, I was assuming that Antamila was gonna keep all that money.
No, that's fine. I just wanted it in the chat.
Okay.
She may be, but just so that it's in there.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause I don't know what we're doing anymore because these
Okay.
items are not in town. So yeah, it's just habit at this point for me to split it all up and throw it in the chat.
Derek, was there anything else you wanted?
Excuse me. In that case, I would probably be looking for that ointment I was telling you guys about earlier, and then a immovable rod for myself. Not even the rod. Screw the rod. I don't care about the rod right now.
What's the ointment?
That is a great question.
Neat.
It is restorative ointment.
Okay, so this is...
Is it consumable?
It is with some it is a consumable. 1d4 plus 1.
Does it uncommon?
Yeah, so it would be uncommon consumable.
Just I think 2-1, right?
And if you want to
It's
know how much
100.
charges are in it in advance, I will let you roll for it. To know if you're getting your money's worth. Because if it's 4, it's probably a lot better.
Oh. Excuse me.
Yeah, so not so great.
Terrible ointment. Oh my god.
It's pretty good ointment, it's just not a lot of it left.
We're getting all our rolls out of the way.
Yeah.
That's not true, because the whole session is going to be this.
No,
No.
that would be crazy.
It would have been faster if the things were available. Okay.
This is why I asked you to do it offline, guys. I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. If one of you had decided to give the recap, I didn't mention this, but I was gonna make it so you wouldn't have had to have made one of the rolls because you all had
I
inspiration.
think you
right
value the recaps a little too much, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say that it's normally 100 gold for a consumable. There's like half of it there, not even. 4, 5,
He's charging you the normal price.
20%. He's going to try to charge me the full amount for 20% of what should be there.
Yes.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, get out of here.
Get out of here, you guy.
Ridiculous. Well, while we're ferreting around, want to see if he has a wand of lightning.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Is it a rare item?
It is rare.
Yeah, give me a 1d100 roll. Nope.
He does
Jesus.
not have a wand of lightning.
Man, you guys are not hitting those coin flips.
Can we check
That
if he
and
has
this
that?
guy seems not to just have a lot of stuff. Man, we're giving him their business. He just doesn't have anything at this point.
Rare stuff is rare.
Yeah,
Can
he's
we check if
supposed
he
to
has
be-
a cloak of protection?
Yes. And I will want a... How many of them did you guys buy? It was only one?
2.
2.
Two. We have 2 cloaks of protection in the
We
party.
have 2. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, give me a 1d100 roll, and you need to be higher than a 75.
Easy. Nope.
Jesus, guys. This is a bad day.
yeah. All this money and nothing to spend it on. It's almost pointless. Let's see if he has a Rod of Retribution, which is not a rare item. It's uncommon.
Yeah, he has that then.
Oh,
I told you guys, this guy will have at least one of every common through uncommon early on.
but he'll
So,
have 0
or-
rare items. We need to
Uh,
go to a rare item shop, guys.
well, he has rare items. He just doesn't have the ones you're looking for. Based on your rolls. So yeah, if this is uncommon, he will have whatever that thing is. And then the only other caveat I gave you guys was naturally, if you've already bought something, there is a substantially less chance that there will be more of that same magic item.
You said Rod of Retribution?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a tier 2 or tier 3 item.
If it's... Let me look. There's charges, so it's going to be tier 3.
Okay.
Oh, that's clever.
The only downside to it, you have to be within 5 feet.
Still pretty good. That's nice.
I'll leave that one up to see if we can find something, because I'm still for pooling the money into something way better for someone. But if not, then I know what I'm going for.
It requires attunement. How
This is
many
true.
slots you have?
I have
How many-
3 open attunement slots, so...
Oh, you have 3 open.
Wow.
I
have one,
picking up that juicy stuff.
I have 1, technically 2, because I could get rid of the Ring of Fire resistance.
Yeah, does anybody need the Ring of Fire Resistance?
I have.
I mean, do we want to do the ring of... What's the ring that gives you AC?
The Ring of Protection that I was looking at, yeah.
Is that
want-
rare or very rare?
Do we want to check if they have...
It's rare.
It's
Okay,
like
let's see.
5,000 money.
All right, let's...
It's tier 3 rare,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, okay.
roll it. Whoever wants to buy it, 1d100.
I mean, I'll roll just enough.
Yeah, you could certainly ask him what
Wait,
he has
wait,
set aside.
Oh.
Rip. I'm gonna roll to see. I'm gonna roll to see what I would have rolled because I was mid typing.
Oh, I didn't know.
Doesn't
No,
matter.
you're fine. It's gonna be a 100. No, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm
There was a
happier
1
now.
in it. There was
Man,
definitely
you
a
guys
1
are
in it.
rolling bad.
Jesus. Well,
Edward
1
repeats that he hates the city.
plus 1
All right,
armor.
You know what? Just
Plus
because
1 armor
I'm-
is... It's tier 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. Well, in that
I'll roll
case,
for some plus 1 armor to see if it's there. Wait, what? Go ahead.
I'm going to speak up. Do this again. Rare tier 3, looking for some good old bracers of defense.
Okay.
Are you not wearing actual armor?
Hey, Sue.
We're in a competition to see who can roll the lowest. Come on, who can do below 10? Who's got it?
All right, let's see. +1 armor, +1 armor. Let's see what you got. Oh!
Yeah, he has a +1 armor of... What was the armor type?
It's not in the card that you need, though.
No, I'll let it be the one you want it to be, whatever it is. I'm not that sadistic, guys.
Roll again.
Waste of a roll, guys.
I'm not that sadistic.
Made from skunk pelts. It gives you +1 to your AC because nobody wants to get near you.
Donald, just for simplicity's sake, are we assuming that the checks we're doing with this guy are pretty similar everywhere else?
You could certainly try elsewhere, but it's extremely unlikely.
If he has every common, at least one of every common and uncommon item,
this guy's like the big. You guys searched for a little bit, and you found stuff at other magic shops before in the city,
right?
But
I mean, how many magic shops can you have in a 1 mile?
Yeah, in a 1 mile radius, he's pretty much got the monopoly going on.
All right. Does anybody else want to check to see if he has any other rares? I'll roll for it.
I mean, there's attunement stuff that you could get at uncommon, but
I know, but that's if we can't get something stronger for the party.
What about? Do we have any reason to look into sending stones at all?
Can
those be useful at all to us? I don't think we're ever separated like that, though, right?
Let's hope
it's only one. It's only once a day.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That's true. As far as uncommons, I like the Lantern of Revealing and the Comprehensive that you listed. Other than that, whatever.
Is there any item that, back to your question, Kenny, anything that could effectively create a telepathic sending? Because I feel that's much more useful for us.
That's what sending. I mean, that's what sending stones are. You just each have to have a stone. I think. I don't think there's It literally casts the sending spell, but it only recharges at dawn. So I don't think there's. I mean, and Donald may know, but I don't think there's another magic item that would just give you the sending spell. If you just have it, you know what I mean? Is that what you're asking? Basically,
no, I'm pretty much even a step further. I guess affect something similar to telepathic bond is what I'm trying to go for. So then this way,
that'll probably be a rare item.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, probably.
I can't think of anything that would do that besides the spell telepathic bond.
Yeah, I just thought sending stones might be useful for if we send Elion into a case somewhere or something, he takes one with him.
Can I check for Wings of Flying?
Is it rare?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, give me a D100 roll. You guys can play this session yourself so far. Just you don't need me to. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
He has that. He has that thing. Oh my god, I'm sitting up suddenly because there's hope.
I mean,
so there is a +1 armor available, right?
And there's Wings of Flying.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Wings of Flying.
I also promised to buy Trisha new shoes, so we'll have to do that too.
She wanted some new shoes. I don't think that's going to take that much money, right? Unless she wants some boots, winged boots, then hell no.
Okay, so which one are we going with?
I mean, do you want to do one of those two, or do you want to just do a bunch of uncommons?
I'm going to be that guy.
I'm
going to suggest something. I'm just going to bring up something. There might be other shops aside from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, maybe I can.
Is Kendall keep a city or just a library?
It's a compound. It's a keep. So there's things inside the keep that you don't know. You can certainly give me a history check to see what you know about Candlekeep.
I mean, I would ask my my good friend and very smart Derek if he knows Candlekeep might have what we need.
As you ask right in front of the shopkeep.
Yeah, I mean, this guy doesn't.
And I was
know-
going to say, so I'll do that, and literally you just see Derek turn around and ask Fallister, "Hey, you're from Candlekeep. What's going on?"
Is Fallister
No.
with you guys, or is he back at the ship
don't
with
know.
Rhea?
He's
Let
back.
me
He's
let
probably
me
back.
try.
But that's funny.
So what is that?
History
Donald.
check.
History? Okay. I'm going to try this new add-in.
Ooh. It worked, and you got a good roll from it. I wish all your
Yeah.
rolls worked that well. Yeah, so you would know that Candlekeep is actually pretty featured. They have shops inside. They even have a tavern. It's not huge, but you seem to recall there might be a store. You don't know if there's a magic item shop specifically, but it's possible. At the very least, you know they have a tavern, a full-featured library. The tavern is separate from lodging, but they have lodging as well for traveling scholars. It's pretty big. And then naturally the library itself. You would also know that the place frequently uses, it has a station for using griffins for traveling. Another relevant piece of information you might know that I forgot that might be relevant to you guys. You would know that Candlekeep, to enter Candlekeep, one does not simply enter Candlekeep.
I have that cover already.
Okay.
Does every person need one?
No. But I didn't know that the party already knew that.
Oh, I have a book.
Yeah, I didn't know that was common knowledge. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about. So
Yep.
Oh, I
Thanks,
guess
Elion. Now I won't know.
I guess it was part of my thing, and they weren't there.
So yeah, Derek, you would also know that admittance to Candlekeep requires a form of knowledge that is not already present in the keep. This knowledge can come in the form of a book, a scroll, literature, just something that's not currently in the library. It's not easy to know what's currently in the library necessarily. So yeah, there's actually commonly a market in Baldur's Gate where people sell rare works of art in the form of written art to travelers looking to gain admittance to Candlekeep. Apparently, Eldrin already knew of this, so he apparently has that covered with something.
It was part of my. I got it from the Elven Sage temple.
Oh yeah,
Outside
yeah. So yeah, he has a book. Glamored studded leather.
I was just checking.
Yeah, if it's rare, it's there. Okay. Shall I resume sleep? I knew this was going to happen. I knew it.
If they had stuff,
Do you know
if he
that
had the
there's a
stuff,
button in this add-in for items? I can do that. I was looking at sending souls, and there's a button that says display item on VTT.
Yeah,
that's
this added is sick. I love it.
It's insane. It makes me want to run a game.
Yeah, I'm never putting in a monster ever again. I'm over it.
Running Curse of Shroud was a nightmare for putting monsters in Roll20.
I didn't find a way to do sharpshooter stuff with me, but
Yeah, I was mentioning that to Derek. I tried it myself. I'm surprised it doesn't do what Derek mentioned or Alex mentioned, related to giving you a toggle choice when you click the ability. Seems like a suggestion for improvement.
Yeah, I'm honestly cool with either item.
all right, three choices.
+1 armor for Anthamilla or the Wings of Flying. Because having Eldrin up in the air shooting at things seems cool, but keep in mind that
I'm already.
if you get
So
you
one
can
thing I
take
want
it
to
out.
mention with that is like Eldrin's already doing a lot of cool shit. So
yeah, that's fair.
I want to
don't necessarily-
re-emphasize, because Kenny
I don't
wasn't here
necessarily-
during it,
that's true.
Derek has 3 magic items. Everyone else has like 5 or more. So
Well, I have like less now. I have 4, I think, or 3 or 5.
yeah, you guys did sell some stuff, but yeah, Derek has the least still, I think.
That's true.
Intervilla just has none attuned. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Gotcha. Just have a bunch of them.
So I mean,
Yeah, I'm pretty loaded out.
it's up to you guys if we just want to travel and then
We can always
that
save
there's-
it.
hope there is a shop or get the +1 armor. For
I mean,
somebody.
even if there's not a shop at Candlekeep, we'll run into a shop eventually, right? We come back here at some point or something, and we've got even more money.
On the wings of flying.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's the thing. We'll probably run into a +1 armor, so I'm not really hurting too much. That's why I kind of like a cloak or something. It just gives me +1 more AC, so I have a nice rounded 20. But wings, that's very useful. And before we go down that route, Derek, was there anything else at all that you can think of that you might have wanted in this price range category?
In the rare?
Yeah, rare or otherwise.
Nope, not. I think we exhausted all of
Yeah.
what I was trying to find. Might I suggest, if you guys are talking wings of flying, a cheaper, jankier
Winged
alternative winged boots.
Yeah, because he definitely has some wing boots back there.
It's like I'm looking at them right there.
Oh, yeah, because those are uncommon, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because then we could, maybe we could do those and then a couple other uncommons like the lantern.
That way, everybody can probably get something out of this.
Are the boots of flying attunement?
Yes.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
Problem with
Figured
my
they were, but
problem with wind boots is that I have boots of elven kind for my stealth.
oh, that makes sense. Yeah. We could put them on Derek. He could fly up in the air and shoot magic at people.
This is going to
It's
give
just
everyone the
odd
same
that-
warning that I think Kenny was trying to give everyone.
I was trying to give, yes, if you go unconscious, rip, you're suddenly falling to your death from
It's-
wherever you are.
It could
The
be very
boots
scary.
not bring you down.
Some of them will. Some of them will specifically mention it.
I know some of them do.
Oh yeah, if you were flying when the duration expires, you descend at a rate of 30 feet per round.
So that's if the duration expires.
Right.
Yeah, but if you go unconscious, they're still working, right? You would just be flying like upside down.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. That's an interesting one. It does require attunement. I don't know.
So is Eldrin already wearing a cloak? Like, you're wearing the cloak of protection, right?
I am wearing a cloak of... I could not wear the cloak of protection. Give it to you.
We could get
And-
you a cloak of elven kind and the boots, the winged boots. Thusly, you'll have roughly the same and be able to fly. We can totally afford that.
What's the cloak of elven kind?
While you wear this cloak and its hood is up, wisdom perception checks made to see you have disadvantage. You have an advantage on dexterity stealth checks made to hide, and the cloak's color shifts to camouflage you. I'm not sure if that's a good replacement for the boots of elven kind.
Yeah, I think so. So I mean, my AC would go down by 1, but I'll be able to fly.
Which means you will
Which
have
is
no
pretty
sound
dope.
from your... Yeah, that is pretty dope.
Eldrin in the sky.
You guys just want this to be Eldrin the game. I feel bad.
No, hey, look. I mean, who doesn't want their own death satellite? Come on.
It's up to you guys. I mean, I'm just saying, flying Eldrin's basically going to solo combats. Just throwing it out there.
But he could also save the lives.
I guess we're talking on a bunch of uncommon stuff. We have all that money.
You do.
I mean, I'm down to do that, and I can sell my fucking boots.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we're talking just buying. We're just gonna be buying a uncommon tier 3,
Kind of looks like
Well,
and then just
are
keeping
we
the
doing
money.
that, or are we buying some of the other uncommons from?
I mean, if we will have enough to buy other uncommons at that point, but like
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, are we?
Yeah.
Or are we just saving the money?
I would probably get the retribution thing.
Oh, is that uncommon? Raw
Yes.
retribution. Okay. Well, didn't you? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you rolled for that, but I guess it's not a rarity.
Yeah, that one's fine.
So Rod of Retribution and Wing Boots. That was good.
And
And
I'll
then-
sell my boot.
Okay, you do all those things.
Okay,
The
so
boots were what? Tier 3 or tier 2? Elvenkind.
the winged boots. Oh, you're selling the boots.
I think they're tier 2. Let me double check.
The cloak is tier 2. Oh, we need to buy the cloak too.
Oh yeah.
Advantage.
Okay,
on
we're talking a little
ability
more expensive.
Okay.
So buying the cloak of Elvenkind, and
Yeah, the
boots
cloak is tier 2, and the boots are also tier 2. They're both skill bonus items.
All right, let me just ask Alex one more time. Do you want to just keep the money for now before we spend it, and then we don't have enough for the red item? And see if they have it in Kindle. I don't need to fly. It'll be cool, but I don't need to.
I think we should go with the lesser option, because even if there is a store there, it's probably like crazy magic. Imagine it's a freaking magical keep.
Right.
So it's going to be like really weird, outrageous stuff. It's not like you're in a city. They can only drive up costs. So even if we find anything, I doubt
But I
it'll
mean,
be
that might
within
mean
the
that
price range by the
they might
time we
have-
get there.
They might have rare items.
If they might have the staff of defense when we get there.
They might. And you know what? I might die tomorrow as we're trying to get outside of the freaking Basilisk gate.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. So
I just don't think like all this uncommon stuff. It's gonna make or break us at this point.
I mean, we can just hold off.
All right. So what was decided? What was sold? What was bought?
Let's just hold off and get the retribution thing for Antimil. I think we're good with that.
All right. So
Is that
50
tier
minutes
2
to
or
buy
tier
one
3?
item is what just happened. Is what I'm hearing.
Because a bunch of stuff was sold out. Okay.
I'm dead on the inside. I'm dead on the inside, boys.
Hey, it was only 50
Okay,
minutes.
so we
that's
sold. So we sold the one scimitar.
Mhm.
Sell anything else that we need to sell? The Rod of Retribution.
And the rod is a tier 2 or tier 3? Is it going to be?
Rod
Yeah,
is
it's a
tier
tier-
3.
It is. Are we getting the 10% discount on that rod?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 450 out. All right.
Just let me know what I need to take off the pottery treasury and/or my own fund.
I think she can handle it right now because she sold the.
Yeah. But I'm probably going to throw in a lot into the party treasury after I'm done with this. So, okay, so minus 450.
Just let me know.
Okay, and throwing 1,000 to be distributed. All right, so I'm down to 574. Or, well, with platinum more, but still. You did catch that right. I'm throwing the 1,000 essentially to the party treasury, or to be divided by 4 ways.
Wait. Oh, you had enough for all your stuff plus 1,000 left over.
Yeah.
Let's just throw in the treasure.
Sure. And that was from selling what, the mace and the
mace,
scimitar?
and the scimitar, and the battle axe.
And the battle axe. The treasury. That's what, 10 platinum?
Why are we talking platinum?
100 platinum.
100.
Just keep it in GP. So much easier.
Please keep it in GP to make your lives.
When we get into like tens of thousands of gold, then we can go platinum.
He's not giving you platinum pieces for my sanity. He only has gold.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just number small.
All right, come on. We have like 5 minutes before we can say that it didn't take us an hour.
Yep.
Okay, while we're here, I want to make sure that we bought a couple potions of healing, replace the ones we have, and look at now getting a greater.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So
I have a potion of healing on me.
I have a potion of healing on me. Good.
And Vanilla, do you have one?
I think
Do I have what now?
technically I
A
don't.
potion of healing.
As far as I know, I do not have a potion of healing right now. No.
Alright, so what are we?
I'm missing one as well because I definitely used.
Yeah. So why don't we buy one for Anthemilla? Why don't we buy one and give it to Trisha? And why don't we buy a greater for Garrett? Is that fine?
What does the greater one do?
Just more healing. Exactly.
I don't know how much. What is it like? 44?
44 plus.
Yeah, 44 plus 4 instead of 2d4. And it's what, 100 instead of 50 gold?
So it's 14 HP we're talking?
On average, you're saying?
On average.
Yeah, versus 7. I mean, we don't have to. We can just do straight normal ones.
It's up to you guys.
I think the normal one. That's where I was trying to ask. Are we at a point where it matters?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we can just do. So
Well,
he.
I'll help Alex because he's trying to be tactical here. The cost to hit point ratio is the same for both. So for the purposes of out of combat healing, regular healing potions are better. For in combat healing, the graders are definitely better.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're mostly worried about in combat healing, right?
Well, if we're going to be using
not.
potions of healing or greater healing combat,
Mention of healings.
that's pretty rough
have a
action
lot of,
economy there.
Yeah, it's not. Because it is an action to use them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I always get confused with rules, modified rules on it. Which I think it's like bonus action.
We're good with
yourself.
one greater and then one regular. Let's just do that.
He has
I like
those.
So one greater, one regular. Do we? Well, let me ask Donna this because I think she's done it before. Can we put one on Trisha? Like, she has a medicine for stabilize. Like if she's in combat with us or whatever, can she use one on us if we go in?
Yeah.
You know that?
I mean, she can just grab the one in your body.
Yeah. She could do both.
That's true. Okay, that's fine. Then we don't have to buy an action. Okay, so I'll take 100 out of the
150.
2. Oh, you bought a greater and a normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Make sure that Antomilla and Alex take the potion.
All right.
Yeah, actually, down here. Alright.
Set.
So,
Alright.
I will take
Party
the
treasury.
smaller one.
So Antomilla's taking the greater.
Oh, so I'm taking the greater one? Okay. All right.
So my thought is,
You're going to be
chances
alive.
are you're going to be in the fray. You should be, hopefully, and it's easier for you to deliver it than I would.
All right. Adding to Beyond. Done. Okay.
All right. Think we're done for now.
Two of these things.
Okay. All right.
4 minutes left.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Or what do you guys want to do?
I want to leave the city. Kenny brought up some good points. I guess, do we want to go talk with the captain?
Yeah, remind me, Donald, did she say she would send word to us once they questioned Krieg and corpse of Lady Van Vampire, or
She expected to see you at the Basilisk Gate. As she was also going to give you a wagon and horses to get out.
A horse.
Yep.
There's no horses in the city, but there's some on the outside, so she's got you.
What about Anthamilla? Do we still want to use Speak for Dead on Amric? If not, we can toss it.
Oh, yeah, I
We
guess
feel like does the party feel like we actually need information for more?
That depends on the information we're about to get. I figure we can
Yeah, hold on to it.
interrogate Amric once we're out on the road.
Yeah, if we need to. Sure, that's fine. What else? What else?
Oh my god, Alex, did you check for the... Did you check for the storing thing?
Huh?
The ring?
You mentioned a different one. Something of storing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that a rare? Oh god. Why you do this to me, Elion?
Sorry, but I know something you might want.
That's a really
Yeah,
good one.
Yeah, I got confused. I was thinking of the staff, which I had already checked.
What are we looking to see if he needs?
Ring of spell storing.
Ooh.
Sweet.
And
Pretty
then
good.
I can hand off a pearl.
And you can take the pearl, because you have a 2-man slots. Sorry.
Nope, it's good. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god!
I was gonna make a cool spell be pre-stored in it too, which would have been
Alex,
interesting.
why? Why you do this to yourself?
Also, Donald, before we leave, does I forget? Does Forgotten Realms have like a post system? Is it a thing?
Does it have what?
A post system.
Yeah.
Can you send letters?
Yeah.
Cool.
Alex has
Edmund
already
probably-
used it, I think, actually.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's a given. I've already written letters and got to send them out to
Oh, gotcha.
wherever
Well,
I'm
you
out
tried, but
from.
the gates were closed.
Yeah. That's true. Well, then maybe that's something I ask Porter, or we ask Porter if you have some to deliver as well. But yeah, I'd like to send one back to my father back in.
Well, so once we're outside, we can do that.
Alex has already sent letters successfully.
That was from El Terrell, I believe.
Right.
Oh, you haven't sent any here since here?
I think he
No,
tried.
I've tried. I got stopped. What we could do, for 100 gold, buy some paper birds, write 50 words on them, and then they fly off to their recipient, assuming that they can make the journey.
I'm real close to buying those wing boots. All right, I'm real close to just buying those wing boots.
Yeah. Anyway, point is, he'd like to send word back to his dad that he's not insane, that this place sucks and it's full of demons. And that he was right.
Like, if you buy the wing boots and you're like low on funds, I'll go ahead and buy the cloak of Elvenkind, because you're gonna hand me the cloak of protection, right? If that's the case, then we'll just.
Yeah. I want to keep the money in case they have the rare items that Derek needs.
Oh, okay. So it's either all or nothing. If you're not buying them, we're good. If you are buying them,
If Candlekeep doesn't have it and they have uncommon items, we'll do it there.
okay.
We are emptying out that warehouse over there.
Okay.
Okay. So. So yeah, assuming it's possible to send a letter, I want to do that. If it's not possible, then I will ask about it.
I'm gonna stick with precedent and say you can't do it from in the city. I don't remember that. I must have had a reason. So it is the same. You cannot do it within the city. But you know, outside the gate, there's probably people looking for work. Because there's a bunch of people still gathered out there, actually.
I just figured it'd be hard to get some random person to do it. I was hoping there was some kind of actual system.
You don't know. Yeah, there might be.
That's actually what I did one of the times.
There's a random person.
Yep, I paid off a random person, said, hey, send this out The letter may or may not have gotten there. Who knows?
Unknown.
I think that's kind of the risk you take in this age.
Yeah, other than finding out the info about Krieg and Lady Van Dampor, I think that's all I have to do in this city. Are we taking Rhea with us? We talked about it a little bit offline. I'm assuming Star's coming.
Battlestar, yeah, he would insist.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
We
that makes
should
sense.
probably
Are we
at least
taking
get her
Rhea?
out of the gate. Otherwise,
Yeah.
somebody's going to end up killing her.
I mean, we
It-
can ask.
Right.
If you
Whatever.
ask her, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she has an opinion, I guess.
Yeah. I would ask.
All right, yeah. So if you ask her, she would be a little forlorn about what about Krieg being taken into custody. But she would say that she would like to at least hear to see if the oath she swore was a lie. She'd like to know the truth about what happened to El Terrell.
This is going to get real bad, guys.
Oh yeah.
I just realized I mixed up my knowledge and where we're at in the story. We technically haven't found out Krieg is dead yet.
We don't have to tell her. We don't have to tell her.
Oh.
But if we're bringing her with us to the gate,
We need to probably tell her. I think.
You guys don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We'll figure
that's
it
a
out.
problem. Yeah, we don't know.
I think if she asks
If
to
we don't
come
know,
with
then
us,
it's fine. Then it's good.
she would have come with us, right? So let's
Okay,
she's coming with us.
it's going to be
Okay.
fun.
Hey, Jesus, guys. The metagame
I'm pretty sure
almost.
I'm pretty sure she told us she was going to kill him and resurrect him, right?
Yeah, she did.
She did.
Oh, okay. I thought Rhea was in the room for that.
Okay,
She might have
fine.
been. If she was, she didn't react.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, I think she was just completely asleep the whole time.
All right, so you're leaving the Low Lantern for good.
Yeah, gonna say our goodbyes to Lorella. I'll let her know I'll go ahead and send off a message to my uncle. The shipment is on its way. It might be less due to the situation at hand, but it will be a continual shipment. So yeah.
She's gonna make an insight check on you.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the new fancy thing. Wow. Yeah. She says, "Okay, I look forward to it. It was really good wine. So I guess if you're all leaving, is the room free to rent out again?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, have safe journey.
Sure, everything.
She kind of burps. It smells like wine in the air from the burp, presumably.
I whisper over to the gang. I really think she may have a problem.
Nah, she's fine. She's got it under control.
She downs like half a glass in one sip of wine.
Go like, ugh.
All right, so you leave the Low Lantern with Trisha, Fallister, and Rhea in tow, presumably to
Chops.
and Slobber Chops, of course.
Don't forget Slobbies.
Yeah, he's following you even if you didn't remember him. So,
I remember Slobber Chops.
so you arrive at the Basilisk Gate, and you actually see Porter standing near the gate, talking with your best friend. What's his name? Commander, or it's Captain Zaj. Zaj. Yeah, Commander Porter and Captain Zaj. And they're talking about something. What would you like to do? The gate is currently closed with people still trying to get in.
Suppose we should probably wait. They're talking to each other.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
You don't know.
Are you sure? Can I see their mouth?
Yeah.
Are they speaking common?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did they say?
Oh, you have a thing that lets you read lips?
Servant.
Yeah, observant.
Yeah, they're mostly talking shop. They're talking about like guard allocations at each of the gates, and the amount of guards pretty much required for day-to-day activities. It's all shop stuff. It's nothing particularly interesting. Yeah.
No red flags, no alarms,
Nothing
not trying
juicy.
to ambush us, kill us. I think we
Yeah,
should
no.
head on through the gates.
Oh, what'd you say?
I think we should be fine heading through the gates. So they don't seem to be discussing our imminent demise. We should be all right.
Oh yeah. They're not discussing anything about that.
Sorry, I hate the city. I don't trust anyone anymore.
No, it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
No judgment from me. So Porter will. What'd you say?
Said Krieg rolled a nat 20 on his persuasion, convinced them that we were the enemy.
To be really troll.
Jeez.
Porter sees you as you're nearby and not trying to hide or anything. He kind of waves you over. And she says, "So you're leaving now?"
Unless you have any more cultists for us to dispose of.
She laughs and says, "No, I think we've done a good enough job to make sure there's no cultists left in the city." And she kind of emphasizes we've. She says, "So, where are you going from here again? Remind me."
Just anywhere but here.
I like that. The reason I wanted to ask you is something interesting happened when we were interrogating the prisoner.
Oh.
Yes. I thought you should hear about it. I don't know what your intentions are, but after interrogating Thavis Krieg, you know, he's a frail old man. And I think that he might have, passed out from some of the interrogation. Like, he was tired. I think he was living on life's edge anyway. And we tried to resuscitate him using all means available to us. And we were not able to bring him back to life. And you see Rhea's face drops. She says, "What do you mean?" She Porter kind of looks at her sternly and she says, "Well, we had some of our most powerful clerics available to make sure that we, could get all the information that we needed from our prisoner. They were unable to bring him back to life. Also, that eerie shadow he had faded. I don't know what this means, but I just thought you would find it interesting. We did not get any... What?
I'm just, I may be misremembering something here, or missed something earlier in the session. My apologies if I did, but I remember now that you cliffhangered us last week with this, basically. And I remember a distinct piece of information different.
Yep, and that's... You
so
weren't
I'm
on the
going-
call. You were trying to reconnect when I mentioned it. I retconned it.
So that did not happen?
Correct.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if you retconned that it didn't happen or that we knew it.
Or at least you don't have information telling you that that's the case.
Right, yeah.
What were you saying, Alex?
Nope, that's good.
She Reyes just kind of sinks her head down, and she just kind of whispers, "He's gone."
I would ask Antamilla, could you resuscitate somebody if they don't have a soul to claim theirs anymore?
I would probably have to do a knowledge religion check on that one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever
It's a
That's
DC 15 religion check to know how raise dead works.
Let's go for it. Bloop.
You don't know.
I don't know.
It sounds right, though. I mean, when he says it out loud, like, that sounds like something straight out of religious text. Like, oh, there probably needs to be a soul. You know, after someone dies, souls go away.
Yeah,
You don't know, though.
I mean,
But yeah.
at the very least, we had assumed that we couldn't get Duncan resurrected.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, that's for reasons.
Yeah, that would be massive. Did you get any information about any deals he made?
No. He didn't say anything.
Even after he passed?
That's correct.
He must have not been there anymore.
She shrugs, and I don't know how this sort of witchcraft works, but I trust my men.
It's interesting. I didn't just speak to
And
paperwork.
what
Like
will
how-
he be doing with the body now? Will he be receiving his rights?
It's been a subject of discussion. He's particularly suspected in heinous activity related to our Grand Duke Older Ravengard. I imagine that the way that we deal with his body will be dependent on what our investigation turns up. I'm not sure if he's
Reasonable.
deserving of a proper burial. And Rhea looks a little like shoots daggers, but she doesn't say anything.
Could you see to it that he still does get a proper burial?
Like I said, it'll really depend on his innocence or guilt. If we find that he was behind the disappearance of the Grand Duke, and possibly some plot related to Elturel itself, well, I'm sure we could come up with some creative ways to send a message to anyone else that might try to do us harm.
Well, if he sold his soul to the devil, it matters not what.
You might just what? You cut out?
So it matters not what you do with his body.
I agree.
What about? Did you get a chance to use the magic that Rooted Seed and Solid used before to question me?
Yeah, it did not seem to function either.
Interesting.
Well, we have a wagon outside the gates. You'll have to kind of work your way through the crowd, but we'll make sure none of them get in. Just a reminder, you won't be able to come back in once you leave. But if you take the road east and then take the bridge south, you'll be on your way.
Will you not let us back in?
No. She kind of scoffs when you say that. Absolutely not.
Well, let's hope we don't have any cultist problems while we're away.
I think we've done a good job taking care of the cultists here. She gives you like a big toothy smile. Says, alright, off with you then. Shoo. Kind of dismisses you. And then she kind of gives you like, she kind of leans in a little bit and says, like, good job. Now get out of here. It's obvious that she's trying to put on a front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she knows you guys did her a favor. So, are you gonna leave?
Sneak back in.
I was going to say, how much money do we have? Let's buy a place.
Settle down.
Settle down here.
End an adventure, glorious. Okay. So
Just
I'm good with
become-
leaving.
We decide to sell all of her magic items and buy a house. Like a
Spend the
castle.
rest of my days getting drunk with Lorela.
yeah, she would oblige. You eventually do learn how to cast greater invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's a happy ending. You have 37 children.
It's like one of those movies that ends with like the freeze frame in black and white where it says what happened. Derek went on to
You know what? I'll give you guys one of those at the end of this.
yeah.
At the very end of the adventure, I'll do a quick, slight future jump for each interesting NPC you encountered. Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds fun.
Okay. Yeah, Edmund's ready to get the hell out of the city. Yeah, but that's how it is. I do before we get too far away. Letters. Sounds like Derek had something to say too. So.
Kenny, your shit's really annoying with the mic. I cannot understand what you're saying. You
I
like
don't
keep
know why.
cutting in and out, and it's like
I literally don't change anything from week to week. I don't understand why.
you sound
like,
great right now. Actually, with your rage, like I could hear you when you're raging.
Maybe it's just the volume of my voice. I don't know.
I think Elion's right. It's something to do with your gate settings. I think because when you're talking low, I literally it just sounds like blowing air. I barely understand.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, no, I was saying that.
Speak up, my boy!
Once we get outside the city, Derek and I have letters to send. It sounds like, but other than that, yeah, Edmund's ready to get the hell out of
Okay.
Fiend City, Ohio.
Well, that's the original reason you came there. If you feel it's still Fiend City, Ohio, I mean.
No. We've killed quite a few.
Okay. So, the commander kind of signals to some guards nearby, and they kind of form up ranks with weapons drawn in front of the gate. And they open the gate. And you see a lot of people that look like they want to rush in, but they don't. Because there's a lot of armed guards there. And you can make your way through them. It's a little difficult. There's a lot of people close by. And as soon as the last of your party makes it out of the gate, they close it immediately. And, you know, get the guards kind of disperse and everything's kind of back to normal. On the other side of the gate, you're met by a guard that seems to be waiting for you on the other edge of the crowd of people. And he motions to you. What do you do?
I don't know. He's a flaming fist card.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he would say, the commander has instructed me to provide you with a wagon and means of transport. If you would, please follow me. And Fallister would speak up, and he would say, actually, everyone, just a heads up for Candlekeep, we'll need some sort of literature for entry. I have something at my house that might suffice. If we could stop by my house here.
Where's your house?
It's about a mile, or I said a mile, that's about the size of Baldur's Gate. I can't stop
Is
laughing
it 3 steps
internally.
away
Right.
or 2 steps out?
I'm dead on the inside. I hate everything. It's just around the corner over there. And the guard shrugs and says, it's on the way.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, if we
Can I do a quick insight on the guard?
Yeah.
trust no one?
You can't be
after
certain.
everything.
You can't be certain.
Okay. Everything seems to be on the up and up.
Yep. So you kind of go through. This is a very slummy, like, you know, we were talking about the lower city being kind of scum. You didn't see this coming in because you came by water. This place is slummy. Only Eldrin's actually been outside the gate. I don't even remember how you got back in. I think it was because you did this stuff before the hard
I did.
lockdown. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, this is a garbage. Like, it's a ghetto place. It's really not well kept. It's like there's people living on the streets. There's like kind of like makeshift like tent cities that have been started to spring up There's no guards out here or anything like that. It's really in poor condition. And Fallister kind of points you to his house, and he says, "I live here. I frequently go to Candlekeep, but this is where I call home." It's very modest on the outside. He opens it up and welcomes you in. Very basic setup. You have a kitchen table with 2 seats, a bed, a footlocker. Small wardrobe. It's not great. But he pulls a book from a cabinet in his nightstand. He says, "Old cooking recipes from Mom. I'm certain they don't have this." And he says, "Okay, shall we be off then?" And he walks out of the house. Presumably everyone leaves. And you all continue your journey for a little bit. And you get to a stable, which actually already has a wagon there waiting for you with 2 horses hitched to it. And it's a pretty decent sized wagon. Definitely enough to fit everybody in it. And the guard would say, "I don't know exactly where you're heading, but to the east is the crater of where El Terrell used to be, allegedly. And to the south along the bridge, you could find your way to Candlekeep." He says, "The bridge is a tight fit, but you should be able to make it through with a wagon of this size. People will have to part way for you, though. It's a little bit of a... But yeah, you'll make it to the other side just fine. And then it's a couple days journey. I think, let me just double check how far it is. I want to say 2 days. I'm just going to stick with 2 days journey. If you're going south, and El Terrell is about 5 days east via carriage. And he says, "Good luck," and he leaves. What do you guys want to do?
Get on our way to
other than
Candlekeep.
finding someone to hopefully send these letters.
Oh yeah, post situation. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
I would be.
Derek and I work together.
Yeah, because we definitely would be doing. I would be doing
We
that.
both have some time.
Okay.
Ooh!
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to find somebody that says they're willing to take your...
Wait,
And
roll
With
second time, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I can do it without ripping you
I
guys
saw,
off.
I saw the 2 8s and thought they were both. I thought you double rolled 8.
Yeah, my brain thought the same exact thing, Kenny. Like, I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yep.
So, after asking around, you're eventually able to find what appears to be like you would presume like a small group of adventurers, actually. And they were originally, after chatting with them, they would tell you that they were looking to get started with work in Baldur's Gate, and they had come from El Terrell, and now they're just looking for work. It's hard to survive out here in the outer city. They've kind of exhausted their gold supplies. And they said they say they will be willing to take your letter at a rate of 1 silver per day for whichever location you want them to take it.
Okay, so mine's going to Waterdeep. I think
Mine's
yours-
also going to Waterdeep.
Well,
Oh, okay.
they would be willing to
Okay.
take that. Yeah, if it's going to the same place, they won't charge you twice over. And if I recall, the trip from Waterdeep to Baldur's Gate was 45 days.
Something like
We'll just say they say they will be able to. They ensure delivery for 45 silver, and you'll be doing us a favor because then we'll have a reason to get away from this place and the funding to do it. What do you say? A group of 4 adventurers You can't really ask for better than that.
Yeah, I would actually.
You would actually what?
I'd give them a gold. Sorry. Low talking again.
Okay. You
Can
just give.
undercut him?
Yeah. Are you giving that on top of?
Wait. Sorry, I misunderstood.
45 silver.
Yeah, 45 silver.
It's 4.5 gold.
4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 gold. Sorry. Basically, I was trying to double it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So 4.5 to 9. They'll just call it an even 10.
Thanks. Well, we might actually be able to.
I want to make sure they actually get there, and if they have no gold.
Yeah, you got the impression that they were being honest about the no gold scenario based on their appearance. They look like they're armed, but they look dirty and maybe perhaps hungry.
Do they have an adventuring name?
Yes, they do.
Look to your desk.
I am looking
Scour
towards
your desk.
It is the. I'm looking at like 1 billion bottles of supplements right now. We're gonna go with. No. All right, we're taking one word from there, and we're gonna take one word from something else. We call ourselves, and they kind of all, like, as if this is a rehearsed answer. They all kind of pseudo Ginyu pose sort of situation. We are the Omega Balance. And you would almost imagine if there were fireworks possible in the outer city of Baldur's Gate, they would have gone off behind them with some sort of dramatic music. They seem proud of the name. It's like they spent years trying to plan this out. You can tell, you see the look in their eye. Like, I remember when I was a young adventurer, which was about 2 months ago, I guess.
Yeah, 2 months ago. You'll have to harden up fast.
What's the worst that could happen? We're gonna take the trade way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stay on the paths.
All right, so they'll take your letters. What's the general content of both of your letters, just in case it becomes?
Mine's a letter to my father.
Yeah, what are you saying?
Oh, I was going to send it to you offline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is that fine?
Yes.
Said earlier, the general.
Yeah, if you could give me like a general idea, not specifics.
Just that father wasn't crazy, that there was fiends everywhere in Baldur's Gate, and that we've been eliminating them.
Okay, cool. You can give me more specifics. I just wanted to get the general content idea.
Got it.
Just in case they get intercepted or something. Derek.
Yeah.
Yep. Meanwhile, the basic, hey ma, hope all is doing well, and then another separate note to my brother, Bayron, I think is his name, saying I think perhaps I've got a new lead. I think it's related to Thavius Krieg and El Terrell.
Ooh, spicy.
And that's it.
Okay. They will bid you adieu, and you see them like go to like you would assume it's a basic sundries. They're probably picking up rations and getting ready for their journey.
I also gave them 5 gold. I did cheat them out, just to make sure.
No, they were willing to deliver it for the same price since it was the same location, but
damn. Oh well.
You don't have to give them the 5 gold.
Nope. I already misunderstood.
All right, fair. They're walking away smiling. They're happy.
No wonder they were so like, oh really? Okay.
Yeah, for some reason originally I thought 45 silver was half a gold. I don't know what I was thinking.
That's
I was thinking
3.5 nonsense, or it's 100 silver, I think. All right, cool. What do you guys want to do? Anything else?
As we're walking back to the group, from my breast pocket inside, I pull out a blank sheet of papers, maybe, and tell Edmund, this is the contract. I never had time. I just wanted to make sure this is absolutely, what you want to happen.
We know for a fact now that if you destroy this contract, it voids it.
You don't know for a fact. You have heard that, I don't remember who the source was, but you have heard that sometimes, or generally, that contracts of lower level devils can simply be destroyed to void them.
Got it. We also have the variable of it being blank now.
Is very blank, which is, you don't know what that means.
Right. So there's a lot of variables there. We're about to see someone who apparently deals in demo contracts and internal puzzle boxes. So maybe we just hold on to it until we get there. And
if Alistair would nod, he would say, Silvira will definitely know what this means.
Cool. In that case, then I hand the contract back to Edmund.
Okay.
Okay. So we begin the journey south.
So did we take Rhea? Are we offering her to come along?
Yeah, she's definitely asking.
Yeah.
Okay, she is asking. Sorry.
I'm fine with it. We have 7 people in this wagon.
Yeah, you've got a group. You got a party. But you got a wagon. So that's cool. Okay.
Did Rhea get her armor back?
I think you guys said you gave her stuff back.
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's finally at
I
this point we
specifically
would
asked the
have.
party about giving her sword, and they said,
Yep.
Yeah. That's fine.
What were you asking, Alex?
Nope, just exactly that.
Okay, cool. So,
go
ahead.
I would want to ask if the group wants to do something on the way.
Training montage.
Yeah, I owe Trisha a lot of training.
We still have the heads of.
We have a head, Amber.
Indeed.
Don't we have Lady Van Tamper's head as well?
Yep, we gave it to
Did we give that one out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Emma.
And yeah, we gave it to Porter, and she said that it didn't respond, just like Krieg's body did.
Oh, hold on. My apologies. I misunderstood your original question. It could have been because of the fan. I thought you were asking if they speak with Dead on Krieg.
We did, but I also asked about Lady Van.
Okay, yeah, it would have worked on Lady Van Thamper.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was asking. Sorry.
All right, so you had gained a little bit of knowledge. There was an extensive interrogation using that, and you would learn a lot of things, I guess. You would learn that Van Thamper was sheltering Krieg. To look into a shield, and possibly use it for reasons that are. I guess Valarma would know this. When explained to you, though, I guess there would be some stuff left out, which makes this a little weird. But you would have been told that they were looking for a shield. They don't know what the Valarma head was talking about when they raided the villa. They didn't find a shield there, which clicks with you. Obviously, you found a shield, and Krieg was standing in front of it. And it was supposed to be used for something bad, but she would not have elaborated on it publicly. You know that the cultists under the bathhouse were being used as pawns. They were a different cultist group than the ones that she was directly involved with, which were cultists of Zariel. You would know that the ones under the bathhouse, you know this already, belong to the Dead Three, were a completely different group. originally her son Mortlock was in charge of them, and was decidedly. It was determined that he was being too reckless, and ultimately he got dealt with intentionally. Valarma actually did not order this, though. She had learned that her sons had plotted to kill her own son, which was a really awkward family dynamic. You know that. Trying to think of what else would be relevant. The plan was inevitably to create a large destabilization without older Ravengard here in order to increase her own power. The purpose of kidnapping the hewn woman was something related to the shield. I forgot, you guys don't have the shield anymore.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Oh, that sucks. But yeah, the purpose of kidnapping the hewn woman was something related to the shield. She's vague about this when she tells you. Amric was effectively going to end up heading the cultists in the bathhouse. Thirstwell absolutely was involved, so they're probably going to end up investigating Thirstwell more after interrogating Valarma's head. But there's no other known associates aside from the cultists that you've killed. Like, the people that were actually working there weren't involved. I think that's the main points. Is there anything that you would have asked specifically about what?
Anything about the box?
Yeah, only anything about Krieg with the box, or was she aware of like a shadow and what that meant?
Yeah.
So she actually would not have been questioned about a box. Nothing like that would have come
Makes
up.
sense because we never told them about the box.
Yeah, so that would not have come up in conversation with the heads.
I can ask it.
They did mention the shadow themselves though, so I don't know.
Yeah,
That,
Valarma would have said that she assumed that Krieg had made a deal with the devil. Valarma would have thought that.
So it sounded like part of the plan was to destabilize the area by not having Ravengard there. Does that mean that she did it?
It's no. As far as Valarma says, Valarma's actually not sure of what happened to Elturel or Ravengard.
Okay, so she was just taking advantage that he was already.
Yes.
right.
And then with Krieg showing up, I mean, she would suspect and if questioned about it, she would suspect that Krieg had something to do with it. But she actually had she wouldn't have been asked that. Never mind. Yep, that's I think about all the juicy bits. Unless you guys have another question, because they would have been very thorough with his body. Like, they had several priests just like asking her questions. Speak with dead, all their spell slots.
Yeah. I think that's it.
If you think of something, like, it's probably something they would reveal. You would the people with decent insight would know that she left out some information, though.
Makes sense. Did they question her any about? They found out that her cultists were cultists of Zariel. Did they question her about Zariel at all? They might not have. They might not care. Cultists are cultists to them.
Yeah, they would have just been given information like from the head, like Zariel's the greatest, like, like stuff like that, but nothing around the lines of like. I don't know what would have been interesting from that interrogation for them. If you have something specific, like, you would know that.
Just like what was Zariel did, like had, like is Zariel like asking her to do something specific? Was it strictly just a power grab, or is it?
Valarma would certainly believe so.
Gotcha.
So yeah, she would have been given direct orders from Zariel, according to her.
Gotcha. And do they, if they questioned her about those orders, were they just basically like, "Hey, destabilize the government, take over Baldur's Gate"?
Pretty much, yes.
Some other. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was some further goal, and that was just a piece of it. So there is probably, but that's Zariel's goal, not Lady Van Thamper.
Well, there actually would have been something, and this kind of comes back to they would be leaving out things anytime the shield comes up. She would clam up. So you think it was something to do with the shield somehow?
Is there any way that we could have gotten her to like a side room or something to talk about the shield?
She wouldn't. She wouldn't
Okay.
reveal information.
She
You'd
wouldn't.
have to force it out of her. Persuasion wouldn't work. It'd have to be something like you'd have to be intimidating her, or
Just throw another head.
Seems dangerous.
But that is certainly an option. Let me know if you want to roll that
Spoke with
back.
Dead with her, we'll kill you and speak with Dead with you. What did Lady Van Thamper tell you? We'll just chain reaction this.
Oh, it's a
I guess
danger.
I would ask if we could, since they're done with her head, we could have it.
They would say,
retcon saying we asked for the head back.
yeah, they wouldn't give it to you. They'd say they need it just in case any more questioning needs to occur. Our people had to recharge spell slots. We have a lot more questions.
Guess I understand that they have to keep ahead of the situation there.
Oh God!
Let's get out of the city.
Before
Were
lightning.
Were they working with anybody else? In or outside the city?
No. One other interesting piece of information that I did forget to give, and you might have been able to put some of this together, is the cultists were funded apparently by treasure that had been taken from the Horde of Tiamat.
Interesting.
Yeah, because we got that from the bathhouse.
Correct. A lot of that was confiscated, so that part of the story checked out. But yeah, that was apparently a funding mechanism.
Would we know what the quote-unquote Horde of Tiamat is? Is that basically just like what Tiamatist cultists call all their treasure that they hoard for their...
Yeah, Horde would refer to, when in reference to anything dragon-like, it's probably their treasure hoard. Yeah.
I get that, but obviously Tiamat's like not on our plane. So it's not like these people went and took a hoard of treasure from Tiamat herself. Like, that's not happening. So ideally, they stole it from this other group of cultists, the dragon cultists.
Yeah,
but it's still being called the Horde of Tiamat. So is that like a... let's say you had... Go ahead.
It came from the Horde of Tiamat, according to Van Thamper, and it was provided to her by Zariel, per Van Thamper. That's all that was gleaned from that. Blessings from her devil lord. In regards to specific details, she wouldn't have known.
Okay.
Alright, ready to begin the journey?
I have questions for Amric now.
I was gonna say, yeah, on our way.
Well, we
right?
can do that during the journey, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, let's get those out of the way before we take our break. Questions for Amric along the road.
I guess. Did he know any more about Krieg's box?
Well, first off, how many questions do we get? It's like 3,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you'll get 3. So Antamila could cast this as... It's a 2nd level spell?
Third.
Yeah, so you get like 1 or 2 per day, right? Maybe 3 now.
You can ask the corpse 5 questions.
Per casting.
Because it's 3rd level.
Because just speak with the dead.
I mean, it's just a 3rd level spell.
Just link it into the chat.
Okay. So we're having a sidebar between ourselves before we actually talk with him.
Yeah.
My 2 big questions. Does he know what is trapped in the shield in their vault? And then the other one, Krieg. So Krieg had described Zariel as an angel.
Yes.
Why is, and that would kind of be my question to them first, is if Zariel's an angel, why do we have freaking killer cultists praying to her? To him. So those are my two questions I'm posing to the group that I would like to ask.
I mean, I would have some questions along the same line. What were they planning to do with the shield?
Okay.
And
What does he know about the box?
what does he know about the box?
What's in the box?
And does he know what happened to Elder?
Okay. So, first question. The answer was no. I don't even remember the question. I just wrote down the answer.
Does he know what they're doing with the
What
shield,
is in
right?
the shield?
Wait, shield
in
was
the shield?
question 1? The answer is no. Question 2. The answer is because she is a powerful angel deserving our worship. What was question 3?
What they were planning to do with the shield?
The answer there would be to use it to corrupt the people of Baldur's Gate. Ideally, to face a similar fate to El Terrell.
Ooh, and that makes question 5 much more fun. Next question was, what do they know about the box?
He doesn't. I don't know about the box. That was Thirstwell's job.
Should have cut that head off.
God.
Bowser says it doesn't matter. We're about to know everything about the box anyway. Stupid head. He kind of kicks it and it's on the ground.
All right, and in that case, what exactly happened to El Terrell?
He doesn't know.
But if he doesn't know, then how does he want the same thing to befall Baldur's Gate that befell El Terrell?
He doesn't know the details, but he knows that's what it was going to be used for. He doesn't know how. But maybe there's questions you could ask him related to that might give you more information, perhaps.
Right.
Okay, let's just day one. We'll interrogate.
Yeah. So along the way, by the way, you guys, that bridge you crossed was Pickpocket Town, Pickhayo, but because you guys are riding in a wagon, you didn't have to worry about that.
With 7 people.
With 7 people, yeah.
Yeah, walking that bridge, though, is basically pickpocket checks for random people in the party, and you guys get screwed.
We have a pretty high observant.
Yeah, they make it rely on the passive perception of the person that's picked for the pickpockery. It's pretty bad, because...
I didn't want to have to glass a bridge anyway, so that works.
During the journey, Rhea would offer to tell you the tale... Oh, it's a 5-day journey, by the way.
Oh,
So.
I have a question to ask Rhea.
Okay, you want to ask her a question before she tells you her tale?
Yes, I don't. It might be in the tale, but like I've been meaning to ask her, what the hell is the creed?
That's a great question.
I think that was gonna be part of the tale.
It might have been part of the tale.
So many times I'm like, okay, we're kind of in danger. Time to So, what is the creed?
All right. So the creed, irresolute, is the oath that all knights of El Terrell pledge before becoming knights. It's that simple. Did you have more questions about that?
Yeah. Like, it's a pledge. How does it go? What is the creed?
Oh my god! Don't make me look this thing up.
Like, if it's important. If not, that's okay.
Well, it might be.
It's like a green. Is this like a Green Lantern church thing?
There is a creed. Hold on. Creed.
You can start by saying black is hiding us.
The general idea, I don't have the exact verbiage of it, but the general tenets of it, and she would say it word for word. She knows it by heart. It was the thing that she was asking.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of like, that
Yeah.
seems super duper important.
Yeah, the general idea is to serve the realm of Etelgard and the High Observer, defend the city of Elturel body and soul, serve all good people and the greater good, uphold Etelgard's laws and the Creed Resolute itself, and permit no difference in faith to come between them, nor nor attribute the companion to one god or another. Those are the basic tenets. It's said a lot more eloquently and specifically.
Okay.
And pretty much when they were sworn in as knights, they would put their hand on the tome of the Creed Resolute, and their name would magically appear in the book.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we would just swear the oath, and our name would be popped into a book, registering our service as knights.
Okay, let me get in the carrier. How many people swore the creed exactly?
There's been hundreds of knights over the years.
Was it just the knights?
I believe so. Yes.
And your name just magically appeared on a piece of paper in a book?
Yeah, after reciting the words.
We're all here to hear this, right?
Yeah, you're all in the back of a wagon together.
Yeah, we can't really.
That sounds like a contract.
Shrug. Actually, I'm going to retcon something. Because I lied. All citizens of Elturel were required to swear to follow the creed as well.
Antamilla gets real quiet.
What was this called again?
The Creed Resolute. Yes.
She's gonna stay quiet for a little while.
Yeah. I just give shifty eyes to like everybody else.
Everyone's like thinking the same thing.
It's a really big contract.
Rhea would pick up on the tension. She would say, "What?"
You cut out.
You cut
Yeah,
out.
you cut out bad, Donald.
Oh, she would just ask what to the group.
Yeah, I heard she picks up on the tension.
When I said it sounds like a contract, I don't mean like between business owners. I mean like it sounds like a binding soul contract.
Well,
Rhea was there for the story of Duncan, right? Yes.
I'll say yes if she was. Sure.
She was. Yeah, I remember.
I don't get the implication you're trying to make. Of course, I swore my body and soul to defend Elturel. That's why I'm here.
The
Right.
whole citizenry swore the same contract, and then some epic event happened at Elturel, and there's a bunch of demons involved. Connect the dots.
Do we know if contracts can be made with, like, is a contract just a double thing, or can you make contracts with deities as well?
I mean, devils are known for their contracts, but you're pretty certain that certain other magical beings probably have similar capabilities. It's definitely not a fiend exclusive or devil exclusive thing.
Right.
Devils use them religiously, though.
Right. I mean, I'm assuming they've been doing this for.
Yeah, it's been
ever?
a long time. Like, it's been since around the time that the companion was brought into existence.
I mean, I would bring up that when Duncan used his last breath to verbally agree to a contract, his name appeared. Contract, not dissimilar to what you're describing.
Do we know who
Could
provided
be a coincidence.
the companion to the Elturel?
That's a good question. Because
The answer is yes. You would have been told that it was provided from Thavius Krieg's prayers to Torm in response to a vampire crisis that was plaguing Elturel.
So maybe it's the contract to Torm.
Well, or at least that's what he told people.
That's true.
Maybe this was in the first contract.
Dun, dun, dun.
My problem there is he seemed to have a lot of reference to Zariel when we asked him about the angel. It's a lot of confusing plot points here.
Lots of confusing plot points, you say? Well, I could tell you this tale. I could tell you the tale of some of Elturel. You keep mentioning this name Zariel. I know Zariel.
What do you know of Zariel?
Zariel's. Let me tell you the whole story. Incoming story exposition info dump.
Yay!
It was over a century past that the great troubles began. Fiends roamed the lands to the north and west of Elturel. Fields were despoiled, livestock slaughtered, homes razed, and people dragged off to a terrible, unknowable fate. Terror gripped the hearts of all. The city's cavalry rode across the land, striking down fiends wherever they found them, and suffering fearful losses. But it was never enough. For every fiend they destroyed, it seemed as though two more appeared elsewhere. The ruler of Elturel, the High Rider, this is not Thavius Krieg, asked his people to pray to the gods for aid. To everyone's astonishment, a mighty angel entered the city the next day. Her name was Zariel, which means companion of light. The prayers of Elturel had been heard, and help had come. Zariel located the gate through which the fiends were entering the natural world on the Fields of the Dead to the west of the city. Zariel declared that she would lead the cavalry into Avernus, destroying the infernal host that was amassing there, striking a great blow against the forces of darkness. The High Rider sent out the riders of Elturel, now numbering many thousands, with Zariel at their head, riding a giant golden mastodon. With a great cry, Zariel and her army charged through the gate. The legions of Avernus trembled and buckled, but they did not crumble. Zariel was defeated, and the remnants of her army returned to Elturel, overcome with the grief of the loss of their glorious general, but confident that the lords of the Nine Hells would think twice about threatening Elturel again. There were great celebrations to honor the valiant knights of the cavalry, who became known as Hell Riders from that day on. That's the story of the Hell Riders.
So
Cyril perished?
A lot of them perished. Yeah, Zariel she died in the attack on Avernus. She did not return.
but the contract, it sounds like that was to whoever provided the companion, and that sounds like that was to Zariel.
What
The dead
contract?
angel. That well, I call it the contract, but the
The-
creed
The
resolution.
Creed Resolute.
The Creed Resolute.
The tune that she signed.
Yeah, there was no mention of Zariel in the Creed Resolute.
Just mention of the companion,
Right, and
There is.
made of light.
Zariel means companion.
Pan of Light, which
And Ray would say, "Oh, I never thought of that. Maybe that was the inspiration for the name." And with that, we shall take our break. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the sound of crinkling papers. We are ready to continue our journey to Candlekeep. What would the party like to do? This day one has passed. You got the story from Rhea. You have 4 days. Anything exciting you want to do on the way?
do we want to ask the head more questions?
We have more questions for the head.
Yeah, ask your head questions.
I mean, I would want to ask why did they start following Serial? How did they come across?
Okay. He would answer that he has followed her. He was brought up that way. His mother showed him Zariel's light.
Does he know the Creed Resolute?
He does not know what that is. Three more questions, my friends.
Oh my god. Ridiculous genie. What did Zariel have to offer them?
Everything. She gave us gold. She gave us information. She gave us a promise of a better afterlife to serve her. Everything.
Wait a minute. That's okay. Sorry, confer us. In the story, Zariel died all those years ago. This
Yeah.
head is speaking like Zariel's actively promising something to them.
I want to know how long they've been worshiping Zariel.
He only knows since he's been a kid. He assumes that his family has since the beginning.
What does Tiamat have to do with Zariel? Sorry, personal question.
The head would actually laugh. He would say, she contributed to our wealth. I don't know how, but that wealth found its way to Zariel and to us. I think that's 5 questions according to my fingers.
We get more spell slots, all right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
actually, I do have more spell slots. That's true.
poor head of Amric.
I'm personally good for now.
I mean, I would want to add.
Let's load up like 5 questions because
Let me see if we have. Let me see if we have 5 questions. I would want to ask if he made a contract with Sarah.
He would say he pledged his life to her service.
Do all contracts come with like a paper contract?
Give me a religion check.
I would ask the party.
Okay.
Okay, give me a sec.
Was this an indirect way of asking Optimila to make a religion check? I mean, they could be on multiple different things, from devils specifically. You know, it could be on wood, it could be on metal, it could be on paper. The flesh of human beings.
Seems like
Would-
it has to be
would-
written out.
Would the recipient get the contract, or the one that made it?
Not always.
Not always.
Definitely
What
not
does
always.
being in the service of Zariel mean?
We follow her wishes. She asks, we do.
How do you know that it? How does he know? How does he know it is Cyril?
We're getting into like religious meta stuff, I guess. And I guess he would say, I've just always known. Like, you just get a feeling. We ask and she provides. Why would something give us gold if we... It's a confusing question. This is some meta religion stuff.
This is question 5 now, right?
I had 4, so you have 1 more.
I think we've only done 4.
Okay. Why not worship Zariel openly?
we've been asked to worship in secret while our plans finish, so we're not disrupted in our work.
And now we gotta ask what the plan is.
Now we got more questions.
Well, you've you've got a little bit of an answer on that one.
I guess like it to destabilize the area,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the plans to stabilize and repeat apparently whatever
For
happened in El Toro.
Baldur's Gate to happen.
But we need to find out what happened specifically in El Toro. We don't know what happened.
And Fallister would speak up. I'm sure we'll find out soon. 3 more days.
I think I have a 5th question, man.
Wait,
Okay.
he just asked the 5th, I thought, right?
Oh,
I have one more spell slot I can blow on this guy.
never mind.
It is a 5-day journey, so we can ask.
We can ask tomorrow.
Nope, it's not worth it then.
Well, if you find like a bundle of 5 questions, we can ask him tomorrow.
Yeah, again, if we do, but it's not worth it by itself.
Does Edmund have any questions?
I don't think so. I think you guys have covered them pretty well.
I actually have more questions. I want to know where they get the shield.
All right, so are you casting it again?
That's 2 questions. I'll do it for 3.
I would also like to know what they were planning to, like, what was Miss Hune's role in the plan.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I'll cast again.
All right, are you ready? All right, cast success. Ask question 1 again.
I think it was the Alex question.
What was the Alex question?
Yes. So, as far as you are concerned, Zariel has spoken to you in your lifetime.
Yes. All right, next question.
How did they come about the shield?
We stole it from the Hume Manor. All right, next question.
What was kidnapping Miss Hune's role in your plan?
As insurance that the rest of the family did not retaliate for us taking the shield, and to ensure that they didn't act against my mother politically.
Wait, wouldn't that make sure that they do act?
I mean,
Don't.
if they acted, we would kill her. All right, one more
Question
question.
they didn't act.
Well, I wasn't asking.
Well, you asked it,
I guess.
and I answered it.
Some gin shit.
Yeah, you gotta be careful what you wish for. It doesn't say the questions that you ask it. In fact, I should probably have taken away other questions for you asking the party. There would have been a lot of I don't know answers from the head. I have no clue what you're talking
I'm
about.
going to try and make a correlation because, of course, we're not.
We have 4 more days.
Well, you have one more question, too.
Yeah.
Okay. If Zariel, from what we know, is an angel who fought against devils and whatnot, and you cultists are worshipping her, why are you associating with fiends and demons and such?
Zariel aims to gather forces for the greater good. That's how he would answer that question.
She's amassing an army to try to fight again.
Of cultists, of demons, or devils. Okay.
You're out of spell slots for the day.
Oh yeah, well, 3rd, yes.
Trisha asks Edmund for training in the wagon somehow.
I mean, when we stop, we can definitely do that, right? Like, camp out.
Are you stopping?
But,
I mean, I'm sure we have to
I
camp.
figure we can't sleep in the wagon, can we? I mean, if we can, that's fine.
I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't know.
We have horses drawing the wagon, right?
I mean,
I mean,
you're
the
probably
horses
going to
are
need to take shifts to direct the horses on the road, but...
Yeah, and the horses
Yeah,
are going to take a
but-
break eventually.
I mean, the
I don't
horses
even know
have
if
to
we
rest.
actually
5 days
a
straight.
sufficient
That's
long rest, you know.
That's true. There's only 2 horses, then yeah. So you could train during your downtime, I suppose, which is very short.
A couple hours here and there. Better than nothing.
All right, day 3.
15 more
I mean,
questions.
When actually on the wagon, we can mentally train. We can do some Gohan Krillin stuff.
I would talk to the party and say, dude, I mean, it sounds to me like
Sounds to you like what?
she took Elturel to fight for her once. She's trying to do the same with Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate.
recruited them again.
But if that means that she's alive in some way, then maybe she's not so angelic.
Maybe.
Especially
What makes you say
taking
that,
lives.
Rhea would say?
taking lives without permission. If she's working with devils.
I doubt that Zariel, who led a charge against Avernus, would be working with devils.
Well,
That
we
doesn't
just
make
ask
any
the head.
sense.
Let's just straight ask the head. Why not? Bloop. Emmerich, is Zariel working with devils?
This is a weird question. He would say, from what I know, Zariel uses devils to slay fiends. It's for the greater good.
Interesting.
4 questions left.
Sounds like it's somebody that lost. What's right and what's wrong.
Trisha looks at Edmund, but looks away.
Oh,
Only Altamila would notice this.
I have a 17 passive perception.
This is a you're paying attention to a head on the ground. You will.
She has concentration on the damn head, okay?
But she also has like a passive 29 or something ridiculous like
Yeah.
that.
What did Eldrin actually say? I missed part of it.
That's good that you missed it because you shouldn't know. It's a meta.
Got
It's a. Actually, no, you would know what he said. You just wouldn't
What's a
know about
meta?
the reaction. Yeah, you could say what you said. He would have heard it.
Oh yeah.
Oh. I said it. It sounds like somebody has lost sight of right and wrong.
if that is indeed Zariel.
Right. I mean, as far as I know, they think it's Ariel, but it could just be a devil person. But there's a lot of connections with Alterel and such great power to take a whole city.
Ray would say, "Well, I mean, Zariel's an angel."
Was an angel. She's supposedly dead now.
She's not dead and she's living in hell. What does that make her?
An angel trying to fight the good fight? Ray asks questionably. She asks it questionably, and the head answers yes.
Yes.
So I mean,
2 questions left.
So, if I'm getting this right, you serve Zariel in life so that you can serve her later on to fight fiends?
I serve her because it's the right thing to do. Zariel's great. Anything else is just icing on the cake.
they truly think they're doing the right thing.
Well, why are they so certain that they're doing the right thing?
Why is anyone
Oh,
certain
no,
they're
don't
doing the
ask
right
that
thing? The philosophical response from the head.
Can't answer a question with a
Questions.
question, head. That doesn't count.
It causes a loop. You have two speak with deads happening. It's like having 2 Alexas talk to each other. It's a disaster.
I know they're echoing. No.
Oh God, I hate everything about you. All right, the
Yeah.
last speak with that is gone.
We have one more question.
Do we?
Do you want to cast another spell?
Thought we had one more question.
I'm counting them on my fingers. I'm counting the ones that you're asking that it's answering.
Answer for the question, the answer?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I do not feel bad about that pun at all now.
This is philosophical at this. You're asking like that's like asking him what's the meaning of life. Like the dead head of Amber, he's going to give you his philosophical viewpoint to the best he can.
Right. That makes sense.
Also, it's funny.
But normally they'll have an end goal in sight. Like, what's the penultimate? I'll have to think of some better questions.
You have 2 casts left for today?
I do.
Yeah.
Alright. This poor head. How long does the head have to be fresh? Is it 10 days?
10 days.
10 days. That's
Okay, you're gonna be good. You'll be good.
True rigs.
I mean,
It
I
will
don't
be
think we're gonna-
worthless around the time
I
you
don't think
pay fan.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have damage.
Any super ridiculous far out questions you want to ask this head before? While it's still fresh in its mind?
Yes, I
Wait,
do
wait.
love chicken pot pies.
Okay. I wanna ask more about the shield, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to ask questions about.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
okay, I'm
why
gonna
do
go ahead and
they
cast
why
it
do they
again.
feel that they need to steal the shield? What did they think it was gonna do? What power it contains?
Well, let's ask the head that. What did you think was in the shield?
We already asked.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Well,
So
what's it?
What about? What? Go ahead.
he
You've already asked it at this point.
yeah he wouldn't know what's in the shield.
I would ask, what did you think the shield was gonna do for you?
He would say, my mother told me that the shield would allow us to bring more people into Zariel's service.
So she must have known more about the shield than he did.
I mean, do you know what power it possesses?
No, we were having Krieg try to determine the best way to use it.
Do you know anything about the Hidden Lord?
No. One more question.
You guys have anything else?
Yes. I'm just messing with you. That's fine. You don't have to ask that as a question.
Did we already ask it if it knew why Krieg had the shadow like that?
I don't.
No, I don't think we did.
Do you know why Krieg's shadow looked that way?
I assumed that it was because he had made a deal with the devil, but I don't know for certain.
Would explain why it couldn't be revived. Sorry, Rhea.
Wait, what?
Oh, she overheard that, right?
Yeah, she's at this point, like, couldn't be resurrected. She's a little suspicious of stuff going on, like the circumstances of her. She's been taking in this whole story. Like, her head's been kind of bowed down, but she hasn't been saying much. She's...
So, I mean, the only other line of questions that I would have would be about, like, when in relationship to Elturel's thing did Krieg come to them? Was it after? Was it the day after? Things of that nature. And then I would also want to maybe ask, if they had coordinated with for the event that Royal had, or if it was just like if they made the contact.
Can you give it another cast?
I'm asking the group if this is worth asking.
I mean, you know what? Yeah,
Well-
let's go ahead. I mean,
All right, question 1. Start with question 1. Go.
Go for it.
When did Krieg come to you?
He would give you a date that coincides with what you were told by, or what you heard from rumors about sights of him coming into town. I don't know the exact date, but it was shortly after you, if I recall correctly.
Which is shortly after Eltrell, isn't it?
Allegedly, yeah. But the date would match up from what Rhea had heard in rumors as well. All right, what was question 2?
Was that the first contact you had with Krieg?
Yes.
Your family had with Krieg?
Your family what?
Was that the first contact his family had with?
I think so.
Why did Creed know specifically to seek you out?
He told us he was sent by Zariel. We knew he was a friend.
He probably made a deal with the devil.
Fal said that's what Silvira thinks. I mean,
And he was working with Zero, allegedly.
So,
But I would imagine that if anybody's gonna know whether something is Zero or not, it would be him. I mean, I guess as close as.
you have one more question.
Oh, there. You're good.
Making sure my mic was on. The times that Zariel has spoken to you, contacted you, what did it feel like?
He would say, it usually wasn't just me alone. It was with everyone in the meeting hall, and there was a... How would I... You guys keep asking me to give, like, religious feels. Like the warmth of my God was filling up my body. Like
I mean, honestly, if that's how he wants to answer, then that's
yeah, was
it would be
Saturday
it would be some
or
sort of
Sunday?
poetic crap like that. Like it would be like a like
Like a religious experience.
yeah, it was like a religious experience to him.
okay.
All right, you're out of questions on that one.
Yep.
Are you done interrogating this poor head?
I mean, for now.
I was
Unless
waiting
somebody
for a
likes it.
forehead meme. I was waiting for the pun from you. I think Zariel that you did not make this happen.
Nah,
So
don't
it-
worry about it. Besides, it's 5 questions. It'll be a 5-head pun.
Ugh, no.
Is there any chance that we know anything about Fernwood? Probably not.
I mean, if you want to burn another spell, you can ask him.
I don't have any more today, so we'll have to do it tomorrow.
Alright, the journey continues. 2 days away. The new light is upon you. What would you like to do?
We're tossing this head when we get there, by the way. So if you have any questions, ask them. That.
Let's just ask Mama. It doesn't hurt. We're on the way. We got nothing to do.
Except for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Okay. I would ask him real quick if he knows anything about Fernwood.
About what?
Fernwind is what he said.
Fernwood.
You're casting it, Maurice?
Yes, Cass.
You would say no.
Okay. Move on.
Alright, so we're skipping questions, not doing anything else during the last 2 days of journey?
Everybody good? Any other just nagging questions? We solid? Even if they're dumb, there are no dumb questions since we don't know.
All right. I take silence as no questions. All right, so you ride up and you see this. It is a very large keep walled in on the coast, on the sea of, overlooking the Sea of Swords. There is a single road approaching the keep, which Falasar would tell you is called the Way of the Lion. Don't ask me why it's called that. That's just the name of it. And he would tell you to have your book ready for when we get to the gate. And they will check to make sure it's not in their inventory, and then we will be admitted. Okay.
Our book ready? Does that?
Yeah, he pulls out a cookbook.
Right. So is the implication that his cookbook is good enough for all of us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just making sure.
I will keep my book.
Over the past 4 days, like, your journey's been pretty clear, but over the past 4 days, the weather has kind of gotten worse out. Dark clouds, it's starting to rain, and the road is kind of thick with mud. And you pass a couple of people leaving Candlekeep. Do you approach the gate, you said?
Do the people leaving look any particular way?
They look like people leaving in caverns or in wagons. You see like a rider in normal person's clothes.
Okay.
All right. When you make it to the gate, you're greeted by 3 monks in purple robes, a human, a shield dwarf, and a sun elf. And around their necks, there hangs a holy symbol of some sort. If anyone wants to give me a religion check, they can know what that is a holy symbol of.
All right, give me un momento.
I would be curious as well.
You're actually not sure. You're pretty confident it's not part of the main pantheon, though. So that's interesting to you. Wait, you said you would as well? Is that a separate check, or you're giving advantage, or what?
Whoa! Ow! Jesus.
I said I would be curious as well. So I mean, I think
Were you
advantage.
assisting me on that, or do you want to be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. With a check of 12, you know that is a holy symbol of Denair, the god of writing, and it's a symbol of a lit candle above an open eye. And the elf greets whoever's outside. I don't know who's currently driving the wagon.
Trisha.
Trisha's driving the wagon. Well, you obviously have to be out, both of you. I guess it would have to be Antamila and Eldrin, because you identified the holy symbol, right?
Right, that does make sense.
So the elf says to you in common, "Welcome to Candlekeep. A gift is required for those seeking admittance. You must donate a book or a scroll that isn't already in the library archives. Please present your gift for inspection."
Get to call lightning. No. I got
Wow.
Present. I feel like I should say or get some violence out of the way, even if it's imaginary.
I should
if
give him the
there's a-
head and tell him that they're an open book.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
You did chuck the head, right?
We are chucking the head as long as no one's stopping me. Because
I mean, I would stop it, and unless we know that it's been past 10 days, because Silver, what's her? Their name.
How many days?
The person we're coming to might want to do something with it.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
like close to the last day.
All right, so we got to get it done now. All right, so we'll keep it till then. It's going to be much harder to conspicuously toss a head in the city, but no one's going to ask questions. And if no one has any reservations, to go ahead and grab the book and hand it off and say, "Does this work?"
All right, and they will They'll study. The three of them kind of study the book, and the holy symbols around their neck kind of glow faintly, and they kind of signal with their hands, and the gate opens to you. She says, "This will do nicely. Thank you for your contribution. Welcome to Candlekeep." And you are within the walls of Candlekeep.
Woo! We made it, boys.
You did. You did in fact make it. Around Candlekeep, you see scholarly types, monks, you presume, walking around. The area is. It looks like it has basic amenities, like you see a tavern. Naturally, towards the far end, you see the entrance to what you imagine is a great library. There appears to be basic amenities like food, shops, stuff like that. What do you guys want to do? I will say Phalisar will speak up and says, "The library's up that way. I could take you to Silvira."
Is it early morning, afternoon?
I'll say you're approaching midday.
Midday. We probably should get Silvira out of the way and then try and find lodging. If anybody has any objections.
Probably, yeah, I was gonna say probably find somebody to drop off the wagon and horses. I think.
Yeah, they actually would have ushered you to do so when you first entered the gate. So, yeah, you're not riding around this place in a wagon all day. It'd be really awkward. It's got room for them, but it's not like it's pretty compact on the inside. All right, so you guys want to make your way to try to find Silvira? Is that the consensus? Yeah. Okay. So. Phalisar leads you through the entryway of a large tower, and it's inside. There's hundreds of monks and wizards, you presume, and bookshelves and scrolls everywhere. The Phalisar kind of walks ahead of the party and ushers you forward. He says, "Come, it's in one of the spires." The walls. I assume you're all following him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he leads you through this place, and again, you see a lot of the same. It's very populated. There's people studying everywhere. You could tell some of the people have magical talent as they're using Mage Hand to pull books from the shelves and turn pages and stuff like that. Invisible servants. You see books just like invisibly floating through the air. It's definitely, it kind of comes off with a magical vibe to it. You make it to a tower and start to ascend, and you kind of make it towards the top, and the walls of the circular tower chamber are punctuated by arch windows that are currently shuttered. Bookcases filled with what you presume to be Eldritch volumes stand between the windows, while tables are crowded with specimen jars, alchemical equipment, and other clutter. Engraved on the floor of the chamber is a large 9-pointed star. You had seen something very similar in the Van Thamper residence. A middle-aged tiefling, dressed in wizardly robes, stands by one of the windows, caught in a... What is this word? Why do you try to use this word? I don't even know what this word means. What is fugu?
Fugue. Caught in a fugue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like a fugue state.
Yeah, your
Mhm.
mind is in two different places, sort of, kind of. You're like thinking of something, trying to do a bunch of stuff in your head, essentially.
Fugue. Caught in a fugue of intense contemplation. Perched on the corner of a table nearby is a spindly little demon with warty green skin and buggy eyes, thin black horns, and a whip-like tail. And she turns when you enter, seemingly coming out of her focus, and she says, I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you, Phalister. What have you brought me?" And Phalister kind of walks up, and he says, he kind of throws out his arms, and he says, "I did it. I found the box." And Silvira kind of hurriedly walks up to him and says, "Well, where is it?" What do you do?
I am definitely not pulling the box out. I'll say that much. Yeah, I would introduce myself and the party,
Okay.
and let her know that yeah, we met Alisar when we raided a cultist den, and happened across this box that he eagerly wanted to get to you, and insists that you know all kinds of juicy details.
Yes, yes. Let me see it.
Everyone kind of turned to the rest of the party and kind of like glanced between them, like, "This is what we came here for, right?"
Yep.
They reached inside the bag of holding and pulled out the puzzle box.
Falstaff did mention you would reward handsomely whoever brought it.
Yes, yes, yes. And she goes to snatch the box from your hands. Do you resist at all or anything?
No.
Which
All right. She takes it and she says, "Jezebel, bring me that." And she kind of points to a vial. She's like turning the cube in her hands, looking at it. And she starts to kind of speak as she's kind of looking through this. She says, "I've been suspicious of the High Overseer of Elturel for a long time, but no one wanted to hear my concerns, because Thavius Krieg is widely regarded as a hero who saved his city from an undead scourge, giving rise to the holy nation of Etelgard." She's very dramatic with the flair. You could tell she's a little salty that nobody listened to her. Hailed as a savior, Thavius made all citizens of Elturel swear an oath called the Creed Resolute, which binds them to defend the nation of Edelgard. I met him a few years ago, and my instincts told me that he was a charlatan. Afterwards, I grew to suspect that he had cut a deal with one or more powerful devils, using the Creed Resolute to bind all of Elturel to his dark deal. And you kind of see Rhea's face kind of narrow, like she looks a little pissed. And she says, "I wish to prove my theory, and I believe the evidence is locked inside this puzzle box." And the demon creature brings her this dark flask of dark liquid, and she kind of holds the liquid over the box and pours a small amount of it on the top of the box, and the liquid starts to go through the grooves. There's like grooves in the box, and it starts to move through the box as she turns it, and she kind of it's like she's treating it like a maze, like she's trying to get the liquid to one side of the box, and eventually it gets there, and there's a click, and the box breaks apart, and you see this. There's sweet art for this. Yeah.
That was easy.
This is her, by the way.
Whoa, cool.
And that's the box. And that's the demon guy on the right. He's kind of cool.
Let me.
Yeah, so
Here's
all of a sudden the box opens up and these 9 chain-linked plates, they're like metal plates, kind of float from the box into the air. And she kind of takes hold of it and begins to read aloud to everyone. And she actually reads this in Infernal. For the most direct translation. So all of you that understand Infernal will understand this. If you don't, you can probably ask your buddies or her for a general idea. She clears her throat. "Be it known to all that I, Thavius Krieg, High Overseer of Elturel, have sworn to my master Zariel, Lord of Avernus, to keep the agreements contained in this oath. I hereby submit to Zariel in all matters and for all time. I will place her," and she would stop and say capital H, "above all creatures, living and dead. I will obey her." Let's presume all hers I say are capital H from here on. all my days and beyond with fear and civility. Servility. Servility's a word? Come on. I recognize the dispensation of the device called the Solar Insidiator, hereafter called the Companion. In my capacity as High Overseer of El Terrell and its vassal territories, I acknowledge that all lands falling under the light of the Companion are forfeit to Zariel. All persons bound by oath to defend El Terrell are also considered forfeit. I further recognize that this dispensation will last 50 years, after which the Companion will return from whence it came, taking El Terrell and its oath-bound defenders with it, if that is Zariel's wish. All this is my everlasting pledge. Rhea asks for a translation.
Ooh, that's a lot to unload.
We figure most of that out.
I watered down the translation to Rhea, essentially saying that she's bound to Zuriel.
Zariel, upon hearing the full translation, kind of falls to the ground and starts crying. And she says,
Rhea?
Yeah, she's...
Okay, sorry, you said Zariel and I got very confused.
Zariel appears and begins crying.
Yeah, I was like,
Roll for initiative.
It's
I just wanted to make sure the aspect of Zariel comes out of the box.
That's crying. Antamilla casts calm emotions.
And then from under her tears and shuddering, she says, if Zariel wants my soul, she's welcome to try to take it. She kind of wipes her eyes and stands up. And,
It's a valid point. I mean, if everyone else disappeared, why didn't Rhea?
That is a good
It's
point.
because she wasn't within the city limits? That
So
seems odd, right?
Silvira kind of just starts stroking her chin, looking up in the air, thinking. She says, well, this certainly proves Krieg is guilty beyond a doubt. I expect that the souls remain with the bodies, as evidenced by her. And she kind of glances her over. I wonder if they're still alive there.
I guess
Can
living
Avernus?
people. Yeah, living people can be in one of the 9 hells. Like a human could just walk around in there.
Of course. I've been to other planes myself.
Well, I guess the Hell Riders went there.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's several different planes of existence. The 9 hells are just another one of them.
Are each of the 9 hells a different plane, or is they collectively one plane?
Oh, that's a great question. It's kind of more philosophical. I would personally call them different planes. For example, if one were to cast the plane, she starts going off on a magical tangent. The plane shift spell, talking about how you could certainly choose to appear on a different layer, and normally it works on different planes. And yeah, she starts to go off on a tirade of arcane related stuff. Yeah, I had to delete the dot. It was bugging me.
It was driving me crazy.
I deleted it. I dragged the whole
I
picture.
didn't even see it. There was a dot.
Yeah, it was driving me insane. She would say, I would expect that, though, if they died, their souls would be forfeit to Zariel at this point. Including you. If you were... I guess I could be tactful. And she kind of, leans over and whispers something to her little demon pet.
He looks like a closet.
I think it is a quasit, actually.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's a quasit. She refers to it as Jezebel.
Jezebel the Quasit.
It's cute. I like him.
And we had 8 in the cart. We had Slobber Chops too.
Yeah, Slobber Chops is still with you.
We're still debating the name.
Slobber Chops is having none of that nonsense.
It's a really strong name already.
It's gonna have a cooler name. Slobber Chops just implies.
I don't know, man. That's a pretty sweet name.
No, it's not. It's a
Like
name.
if I ever got a cat, I'd probably name it Slobber Chops at this point.
It's a name for like a bloodhound. That would be perfect for a Tressum? No.
Maybe. So what are you gonna do with the box and the contract now? I mean, who do we?
All I cared about was proving that I was right. And she has like a look of like great satisfaction on her face. I get to tell them they were wrong.
Okay, I guess that was kind of my question in a roundabout way. Is who is she telling? Baldur's Gate?
Oh no! It was just a discussion between me and some of the other scholars here. I was actually talking with Traxagor about the origins of the companion, and I expected that based on my meeting with Thavi's Krieg, it was some sort of infernal deal.
Traxagor?
Yeah. What was the companion's original real name?
According to the contract, the Solar Insidiator.
Yeah, are we going to be able to get that from you? Because I don't want to Google it and risk spoilerinos.
Yeah.
Like, can you post it in the Facebook group later or something?
Insidiator.
Oh, I meant the whole contract, sorry.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, just post it in the Facebook group later. I started typing it and it was way too much. I was like, no.
I heard keyboard clickety clackety.
Yeah, I gave up. I put get contract. I put get contract from Donald.
So, what do you intend to do with this information? Obviously, you brought it here with reason.
Well,
Now that
Krieg
you're
is
suspicious.
dead.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
Yes.
Oh, seems fitting.
He died under interrogation back in Baldur's Gate.
And when they tried to
What a
revive
brutish
him-
way to get the look! I just did it in a couple of seconds.
No, we brought it to you. We did it in a couple of days. Thank you very much.
I can assure you that if you would have,
this.
I can assure you that if you would have tried to open this box, could have killed you.
Well, that's why we didn't try
I
to
don't-
open the box.
Don't necessarily not believe you.
She kind of does the head tap, like big brain IQ thing.
Hey.
So-
You did the brain work. We did the leg work.
Wait, so he calls Serial.
Her.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, we knew.
yeah.
Lord of Avernus, though.
Lord of Avernus.
That part.
So I
Yeah.
thought they lost the battle of of Avernus. Did she win and take over?
She would say, Sylvira would say, I expect that. So there's multiple layers of hells, right? 9 of them to be precise. So it's not like a situation where you just kind of come in and take over the place. It's been several years. Another devil of some sort would have intervened. I'm certain it's something more insidious than that.
Maybe
Is
that's
Avernus a plane of hell, or does that refer to all nine?
Avernus is one of the layers. There's 9
Okay.
layers. It is the
what I thought,
topmost
so
layer.
interesting.
If you're looking at it from a side section, I would consider Avernus the top layer. Most people consider the hells going downwards, with the 9th being the lowest. Again, another philosophical point of discussion, though.
So Avernus is like hell light. Got it.
Sure.
That's
Would
the
you-
closest it gets to
Would you like to see a map of it?
You have a map?
Yeah, the guy went mad trying to draw it, and I imagine, based on my studies, that you can't really rely on this too much. But there's someone tried to draw a map of Avernus. Certainly an interesting piece of work if you'd like to see it.
That would be
Yes.
very interesting.
Sure, try not to put too much stake in this. And she kind of pulls out a map. The man who drew this went quite mad.
Who was he?
He was a scholar at the tower investigating the 9 hells without caution. She does the head tap thing again. When you look into these things, you need to be careful.
Did just being there made him drive him mad?
I don't think he was actually there.
Ah,
Oh, well, that sounds yeah. Okay.
Just Avernus, this map? Yeah, okay, I see it in the bottom right.
Yeah. You
What,
should.
Sauron?
Yeah, Sauron is apparently here. as well as flying spaghetti monster.
I see flying spaghetti monster. Yeah.
Like, there's some interesting.
I think I also see the Borg in the back, maybe, or something. There's like some monolith like cube things.
There's definitely not a Borg cube is way bigger than this map. Borg cubes are huge.
Mini planets.
How did he? If he didn't go there, how did he know what to draw? I mean, like you said, don't trust it, but he had to have had some kind of.
He was experiencing visions after reading certain tomes and interpreted the visions onto paper, and a lot of these things are. Yeah, he went mad, quite mad.
Like, on a scale of 1 to 10.
He was committed. Mad, like 10. He's in a padded room somewhere, not here, but yes.
What was his name, if you don't mind me asking?
His name was. They might not have it. Unnamed Monk F.
Okay.
Call him Sunerva.
Sunerva. Starting with sin for hell references. Yeah.
Nice. Oh.
Avernus.
Nervousness.
Oof.
It's Avernus back. Except with an
So, can anyone go crazy by just reading books about this stuff?
If you're not careful, there's certain things that can expose you to making pacts with things that might have unintended results. Generally,
We
reading
have
safe.
other stuff to address, but I may want to talk to you more about that later.
Oh, do you plan on staying here in Candlekeep for a little bit?
Probably just a little bit, at least.
If that's all right.
We
What
just
is
traveled
what is your
multiple
next plan? What are you looking to do? You've given me this
Yeah.
interesting information, but
Well,
I think we need to talk about it.
yeah.
Probably to talk about.
One thing I would like to know sooner rather than later, and I would pull out the blank contract, and I would say this was at one point an infernal contract that someone I knew signed upon their death, forfeiting their soul upon stipulation. It's now blank. Does that mean that their soul is gone?
Let me see. Let me
see.
see. She kind of holds out her hand
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
paper, and she kind of flips it over and looks at it. By the looks of the quality of the paper, it's probably a low-level devil.
Yeah, he
but
was
the
an
text. Ah, yes. Imps don't have a large amount of power. Certainly, they can trick you for your soul, so you have to be very careful. The text disappearing would lead me to believe that it is likely the contract has been fulfilled, meaning whatever terms were listed have been completed, very likely. Do you know what was promised or written?
If Pip was stayed in Elturol and Elturol went to hell,
Yeah.
then we brought him to hell.
We brought him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was a contract to take the imp to. I don't remember, Donald. Was it Avernus specifically, or just the Nine Hells?
I think you just said the Nine Hells.
Thank the night.
Yeah, it was a contract to take an imp to the Nine Hells, and if we couldn't do it within a year's time, then the person that signed the contract, my previous squire, would have had his soul forfeit and lost to hell forever.
Oh, that's an easy one. Any of us, well, a lot of us here probably could have helped out with a plane shift spell. We can't cast it within the confines of the keep. Obviously, we have warding runes to prevent incursions and excursions with our literature. But powerful wizards can easily make that happen. It sounds like, I mean, in a worst case scenario, and she just kind of holds it in her hand and it suddenly lights on fire. With low-level devils like this, you could just destroy their contracts if you manage to get their hands on it. A lot of the times
Excellent.
they use puzzle boxes or hide it in some other way. But with like an imp, they don't have the power to hold on to something like that.
So, just to make sure that I'm 100% clear, it's most likely that this is now fulfilled, that it's blank. But even if it's not, if we burn it right now, that would void it.
Yeah, there's
That
nothing on it,
soul
so
would be
there's
free.
so here's the tricky part, she says. I don't know the exact wording of the contract. It's possible that a contract fulfilled results in a soulless payment, but if that was not specifically mentioned and the contract was not voided in any way, then
We would know the exact text, right?
if you remember it, yeah.
Okay, I wrote it down actually.
Yeah, it's been a long time since that happened. About a little more than a month, I think. But you don't recall anything aside from breaching the terms that mentioned soul forfeiture.
So his soul's been freed.
Probably, based on what you're telling me.
Would that mean his soul will be free in the Nine Hells or free to go on?
It would be, well, depending on his faith, it would go to the realm of his god. If he was a non-believer, which is quite foolish, it would go somewhere else. But yeah, generally, it's not my expertise, but I would expect strongly that it would return to the realm of its god.
Looks like someone might have a conversation with Helm shortly.
Yeah. That can definitely be.
I would expect you two to know more about this sort of thing than me. She kind of chuckles, looking at Antamila and Edmund.
And I'd expect that a very powerful wizard such as yourself will be able to get this box instead of hiring random mercenaries.
It works, didn't it?
Exactly.
I got to stick with my research, and I got to prove my theory right. It's the researcher's dream.
Exactly. Sometimes you have to outsource for the best results.
Exactly. So, if there's nothing else, I mean, I'd be happy to provide you more information if you need it.
Oh, we're probably going to need a lot of information.
That was the matter of the reward.
Reward.
I love Eldred.
She would kind of look at Fallister, and like Fallister's kind of slinking away.
Whole person.
All right, hold on. He's gonna give a save. Hold on.
Are you actually casting it?
Yes. If he's trying to slink away.
That's fantastic.
I'm just gonna roll. What's your DC?
It's going to be 14.
Okay, yeah, he stops completely motionless. And so Barbara says, "Don't be careful with what you're doing. There's important. Be careful with your spell casting in here. There's important research, and also, he's faking it. And Fausto kind of glares daggers at her and starts walking away again.
That's so good.
That's great.
And he says, I told them. He kind of stops and kind of puts his head down. I told them you would reward them, with lots of magical items if they delivered this to you. She looks at him, and he looks towards the stairwell going down.
If it helps, the body count was quite high.
Cultist body count.
I don't know what Fallister promised you, but I am a powerful wizard. I don't know what things I could part with. I could perhaps offer you spellcasting services, possibly boarding. She kind of shrugs. She says, I know a lot of people. Depending on what you're doing next, I could probably help you out a lot. Spellcasting services from one as powerful as myself don't come cheap.
Okay. Well, let's figure out what we're doing first, and then we most likely take you up on that offer.
She kind of just looks at Phallistar, who's like taking like half-inch slides towards the stairs at a time, like very subtle, slow movements towards the stairs. What do you guys want to do?
Excuse me. Should we regroup for now, guys? Like, get some lodging, kind of discuss what we want to do next.
Let's discuss knowing that we have services, her services that are this.
Well, she just said as much, right?
I would ask her where I could find Traxagor.
Ah, that's an interesting piece of information I could trade for. I know where Traxagor is. And she sits for a bit. She says, consider this part of the debt paid if I give you that information.
1/4 debt paid.
1/4.
1/2.
There's
Traxagor
more
is a
of
powerful wizard.
1/3.
Realistically, if we just asked around Candlekeep, how easily we can find him ourselves.
She actually sits and thinks for a second. 1/4, agreed. And she says, Traxagor is an interesting fellow. He is too... He's not in Candlekeep. He actually has a tower far to the southeast, high in the mountains. Getting there by foot is not advised.
As opposed to wagon or some magical means.
Magical means or flight using the Griffin service.
Griffin service.
Yeah, normally it's only for the wizards and monks of the tower, but you know, maybe I could do you a favor because you know you helped me out a little bit. Just let me know what you want to do next, and I could offer you more suggestions. The Cloud Peaks are not to be trifled with.
Is that the name of the mountains?
Presumably based on context, yes.
Given that she's an expert from hell things, would she have any information about the fate of Fernwyn?
She says... Actually, I prepared stuff for this. I don't know of a Fernwind. Could you give me some more context? I might be able to point you in the right direction.
Yep. So I mean, I would kind of tell her the story.
What
That I was
there's specific things that I'm interested to hear if you know. So tell me what you say specifically.
I mean, I would tell her he was a Eladrin that seemed to have made a deal to protect forest near Waterdeep.
Yeah.
That he seemed to have made a deal with Fiend.
Oh, that's why you thought I might know. Do you know the name of the fiend?
cargo.
Oh,
Pit fin.
Gargouth?
Yes.
Interesting. That's interesting indeed. That's actually another subject of my research. That was actually the next thing I was going to look into in Baldur's Gate. So, Gargouth, a perfect example story of good's triumph over evil. This is a powerful pit fiend. To give you some context, pit fiends are very, very strong devils. I don't know about this Fernwind, but when you're talking about Gargouth, this fiend was ultimately, I don't know the exact details, but it was trapped inside of a shield. And
Shit.
and there's
He says that out loud.
shit.
Oh shit!
That's a problem.
Good thing we didn't let him out.
Yeah, bad thing we lost the shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shield is actually worshipped to this day by a group called the Knights of the Shield. Very original name, I know. But there is a book detailing some of his known deals with powerful extraplanar creatures that you could find in the library. I actually do vaguely recall there being something, ironically, in... I guess, is ironically the right word? Appropriate word? I've talked with Kenny about this. Ironically or coincidentally.
Yeah, I always get the two confused.
I always get embarrassed when I use it ironically incorrectly, so I apologize. Self-conscious thing.
Always say if it's coincidental, always risky to use ironic.
Yeah. I actually recall something about an extraplanar creature making a deal with Gargouth. You might want to check the book. It might have more details. You could find it in... And she starts writing down on paper. This sort of literature is normally off limits. But for, 1/4 of my remaining debt, she kind of holds a piece of paper in her hand facing towards her. I could give you admittance to this section of the library. She kind of just wiggles it in her hand.
And I will take it. All
right.
He's already taken it, but I would ask, does that include all books in that area or just this book?
It's a specific piece
you
of
said
literature.
You said the area.
Yeah.
That area of the library.
The way it works for forbidden knowledge is a monk goes in and retrieves the literature for you. You don't just get free reign of walking through there and reading all the books about fiends and devils, but with my recommendation.
Well, that's okay. Just could we request more than one if for some reason we want?
Sure. What did you have in mind?
At this exact moment, I don't know. I'm just curious.
Would there be any knowledge of Tiamat maybe in there or Arkan?
I don't know what an Arkan is. Is that a type of... assuming... Is it a type of dragon or something?
Honestly, I don't know. I just know it's a priest of Tiamat.
Interesting. Well, obviously I know who Tiamat is. Tiamat actually has permanent residency, according to some adventurers I came across, in Avernus, coincidentally.
I'm gonna go with ironically here.
Is that? I don't think ironic's right, right?
It's coincidence.
No, I think it's coincidence.
I'm bucking around. Your coincidentally is good.
Yeah. Okay. She kind of eyes all of you. She says, "You have a lot of connections to this place that are particularly interesting. There's certainly literature about Tiamat. What type of information were you looking for?"
Something regarding Finn Pak.
I have no clue what that means.
It roughly translates to the shame, which is not great.
Okay. Well, I could. Knowledge about Tiamat is also restricted, If you could tell me what you're looking for, I could write a suggestion to the monk to clear you. The monk of that area might know if there's literature that's more appropriate towards that. Do you know, like, what time frame? Is this, like, pre-spell plague, post-spell plague? Like, how recently do you know, like, timeline?
Within probably the last 30 years.
She kind of laughs. She says, "Actually, I could probably save you a trip. I doubt there's literature, that published literature about something so niche. You could certainly ask, though. I would ask before having me write in a favor for you on this." 30 years. Jeez. A lot of this stuff is pretty old knowledge. But we get all types here, so you never know. Alright. You all seem like an interesting bunch. It sounds like you're going to do a little bit of research here. Is there any other recommendations of reading I could give you, or anything like that? I'm pretty knowledgeable about things fiendish.
Perhaps we'll keep our last fourth.
Fair.
Well, we've only used half, right? Have we used 3?
I'm pretty sure he just said last fourth. I'm going to agree with your friend, says the
I
woman.
haven't used mine yet. Thank you very much.
Oh, I had assumed that given you access.
Me too.
Yeah, she had said don't use a favor on it yet because I don't even know if that exists.
I was just agreeing with
Oh.
your friend's remaining balance. He seems to be... she's talking with the
Yeah, we
devil
don't.
tongue herself.
I keep track of the party treasury. He's not. I don't really.
He's the brains, as you can tell.
The NA character says. I don't know
Okay.
why you guys let the NA character handle the party treasury.
He does all the maths. That's why you have platinum pieces right now.
Yep.
Yes, I already converted them all. It's fine. And I probably converted it wrong.
Yep.
Okay.
I used a calculator.
So, should I get back to my research now?
What else are you researching?
Like I mentioned, I'm coincidentally researching the Shield of the Hidden Lord and Gargalth. Ironically, coincidentally, you have all had interactions with said. Well, your friends had mentioned Gargalth. Do you know anything else about this devil?
Well, we can tell you what we know for another 1/4 favor.
Absolutely not. You shyster. You're
Are
asking
you
me.
Sure.
We were in possession of the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? You were?
We have
Did you touch
to-
it?
No,
I mean, that'll cost you that
absolutely
information.
not.
That information's gonna cost you.
Half the party's like no, and then half the party's like pay up, lady.
No. Hold on.
Your friend said no, so I'm gonna trust your friend. Interesting. Okay. You don't still have it, do you?
It's somewhere in Baldur's Gate at the moment. Maybe.
Oh, well, I already knew that.
Well,
That's why that place is so fucked up.
It might not be there anymore.
True.
Interesting. I might have to. Interesting. Good to
But
know.
we did hear the. Well, did we all hear the hidden?
Yes.
Oh God! Yes.
We
yes.
all heard him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He only offered certain things to Edmund.
Yeah.
Which I actually would probably bring up. Like, yeah, it spoke to us, and it actually told me that it could, that if we freed it, that it could help get Elturel back.
Oh, interesting. I mean, a pit fiend is certainly very powerful. Huh. I don't know. I would never trust the devil, obviously.
Absolutely not.
Well, thank you. Anything else I could help you with?
For now.
Yeah, I do have a question actually.
Oh,
So you just mentioned you never work with a devil. What is that thing? As he points to the
this
familiar.
is a demon. Very
Oh,
different.
okay.
I understand. Untrained eye, sometimes you can't tell the difference. It's a little specious of you, but...
Yeah, Derek. Such a specious. My God.
she says this is a closet. Comes from a completely different plane, or planes, again, back to the whole argument, than devils. Demons come from the abyss. I'm going to say ironically. Nope, I'm not going to say ironically. I don't know a lot about the abyss. Just about the nine hells. I know a little bit about fiends, or demons, I suppose, but not as much as I do about devils. She kind of taps her horns a little bit. She says, I have a little bit of a vested interest, I suppose. Always want to know about the lineage, right?
Ha ha ha. Yeah. Ha ha.
Does she have anything interesting in her room?
Everything is interesting in this room. There's like, it's a mess though. There's like tipped over flasks and papers scattered about. Like, she's not organized. Bookshelves with books on the ground. Like, it's yeah. But there's weird gadgets and artifact-looking things on shelves to the other side of the room and stuff like that. She has a desk.
I was just looking at some of my notes, and I realized I had a question and forgot to ask it. Was she implying, when she said that Tiamat has permanent residency in Avernus, is she implying that she's stuck there, or that she can come and go in Avernus as she pleases? Like, she has like quote unquote has like a house there. Like, she can just show up and be like, yo, what's up, Zario? I'm gonna chill here for a couple days. Alright, bye, peace.
Give me an insight check. Or ask the question.
I'll insight first.
Okay.
And if I can't discern, then I will.
Ooh.
22.
Yeah, you think the way that she worded it, it makes you think that it's not Tiamat's choice to be there.
Gotcha.
Based on the fact that it was brought up to her by adventurers and yeah.
Mhm.
Also, the cultist's head is still fresh in the bag, right?
Which cultist?
The high priest guy.
Oh my god, you took his head too?
Yeah.
I thought we established when we left Baldur's Gate that you only
Wait,
had one head in your bag.
Are you talking about the Dead 3 head?
The third head I put in there, yeah.
I thought, so I want to re-clarify, when we said we were leaving Avernus, or leaving Baldur's Gate, that you only had one head in the bag.
The only heads I've known us to have are Lady Van Thamper and Amrix.
And I got the
what
cultist's head for the one where the one before the dragon popped out and fucking one shot me.
Yeah, she did
that
take that.
guy.
Okay, yeah. Got it. Yeah, you do have that head. It's got... So it's only been 6 days since then.
Okay. I need to get some alone time with... You know, I'm not going to finish that sentence, but you get my meaning.
Gross.
Or not. Jesus.
Okay. So if there's nothing else...
For now.
Okay. Well, feel free to come visit. I'll be up here. She kind of just like watches you guys and waits for you to leave.
I guess I would ask if there's a magic shop.
Yeah. I mean, we sell all sorts of things here to keep Candlekeep running. What types of things are you looking for, though? Usually it's stuff that's useful for wizards and spellcasters.
Perfect. Maybe staffs or wands?
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah. They have, near the entrance, near the tavern, which is, you'll see it on the sign. The tavern is called, The Hearth. And, right next door to the Hearth is... a magic shop, and it is called...
That's what we can do.
I have to come up with a name for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just called Glide.
Glide?
Yeah.
Live magic shop. That somewhat works, actually.
Sounds cool. It's the name of my floss that's on my desk.
Oh, you ruined it.
Sorry, ruined the immersion. Immersion destroyed. What did you think glide was?
Oh no, what? I didn't want to know what the item was. It was just like, oh
Oh.
yeah, like glide, like you get from.
Nope,
There we
dental
go.
floss, get
Hearts.
wrecked.
No, it's dental floss. It's boring.
My desk has so many random things on it. It's all right. What do you guys want to do?
One name I was.
The correct answer, by the way, Maurice, was Astro.
I mean,
No.
I would like to check out that book.
Yeah. So okay. So we'll do a split, or you guys can travel together. I don't care. Eldrin book. So you go to the general area that you were told by Lady Silvira, and you're kind of looking around semi-aimlessly, like this is not a locale that you're familiar with at all, and it's kind of intimidating, in fact, for someone that probably has lived in the woods for a lot of their life. And one of the monks sees you looking around, like, and asks how he can help you.
Guess I would tell them that I'm looking for the prohibited section and show them the paper.
I see. Let me look. Oh, interesting. That's specific, but it makes sense. Silvira must be continuing her research. I can fetch that for you. And the monk goes off behind a particularly intricate-looking door, and he has a necklace, and he turns it and says something in a language you don't understand. It glows faintly blue and opens up with a series sound of mechanisms. And he's away for about 2 minutes. And he comes back with a really old looking book in his hand. And he hands it to you and he says, I trust you know the appropriate precautions to take when reading literature of an infernal nature. And I trust that you know to return it upon completion.
Just remind me of what the precautions are.
Oh, well, I mean, and he kind of like looks and he says, "Well, if you see anything that looks like rituals, certainly don't try them without a senior monk or wizard with you. Do not read aloud, especially names. Onomancy can be particularly dangerous when dealing with creatures from the Nine Hells. Other than that, with this book, you should not run into issues."
Splendid.
All right. And so he hands you the book. It looks. Do you speak Infernal?
I speak Abyssal, not Infernal.
All right,
But I
you're
do have companions that speak Infernal.
I speak Infernal.
Yeah, it's written completely in Infernal, so you're gonna need help. All right.
I think Anthemilla also speaks it, right?
There's
Yes.
at least 2 or 3 people that speak this in this party.
Tiefling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
one
figure
of
it out.
them covered.
All right. So do you
I
want to
would like
stop and read that now, or do you want to keep gathering stuff?
If they let him take it, you could read it back in the room, right?
Yeah, it's up
It's
to
probably
you
a pretty
guys.
decent sized book. I wanted to ask them if like not to check out at this exact moment, but I'm assuming that they have like a Dewey Decimal System thing going on here. If they have a book called the Grimoire of the Four Quarters.
What was it?
The Grimoire of the Four Quarters. Ask if they had that.
What is that? Should I know what that is?
Yeah, it's a book that Edmund's father has.
Let me see. I don't remember what was written in this book. This is not a good
I
start.
never put anything in it, so.
So if you ask a random monk, he would touch his holy symbol, which would again glow blue, and he would say, he would kind of pause for a second and say, "We don't have that in our literature at the moment. Is this something you would like to contribute?"
I unfortunately don't own a copy.
Oh, well, perhaps I could point you in the right direction. We try our best to help people with finding the knowledge they need. Is there something specific you're seeking? Perhaps I can offer an alternative title. I wouldn't be a good librarian if I couldn't.
No, nothing specific on the contents. More so the implication of them, I guess. The forgot what I was going to call her. So I'll just say Samara. Had informed us that reading these can be quite dangerous sometimes, and I just wanted to know the potential severity of that.
You don't know what the book is about at all?
I don't know.
Books can
I was
certainly
never
drive people
allowed
mad.
to read it myself.
Books are certainly can cause madness depending on the subject matter. Sometimes people literally just have an existential crisis when they read about something that challenges their worldviews, and some things are literally cursed.
Twilight.
Wait, what?
Like Twilight.
Twilight gives you curse of madness?
From watching it.
I've never seen Twilight, actually. Well, if you think of something... If you give me more context, I'm sure I could offer you an interesting book. There's definitely books on madness. He kind of shrugs, like he's like a salesman that doesn't know what to offer you.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you did great. Thank you.
Okay. He kind of nods and continues on his duties. Alright, is anyone else looking for anything in particular?
Is there? I mean, we're in the library. Is there more of a religious section specifically?
Yeah, there's a wing dedicated to religion and deities.
Funny you should mention wings. So I'm gonna go in. Another thing I meant to go into a while back is I want to find somebody, and I want to ask what you know about winged humans.
Winged humans. Okay, sure. So you find a random monk, kind of flag him down, and you're looking for literature on winged humans.
Yes.
I mean, there's certainly forms of literature around winged humans. Are you talking maybe perhaps of angels or just?
I mean, that's maybe. I guess.
Huh. Okay. Well, we certainly have literature on winged humans and human-like creatures.
Okay.
That's not forbidden knowledge at all, so I could point you in the right direction if you're interested in reading about it.
Cool. Something maybe about humans spontaneously growing wings.
Oh, yeah. Specifically, question: is it the form of magics cast upon them, such as though a polymorph made permanent, perhaps, or is it like a temporary thing?
It seems temporary, and it seems under their own control, kind of. I guess.
Oh, that sounds like you're looking for literature on Asimar.
I guess so.
Yes, yeah, and he will kind of lead you. Are you going with? Is everyone with you during this, or?
That's up to them. I would have wanted.
I mean, I wouldn't leave the group for any reason unless somebody wanted to split off. I assumed we're all together.
Yeah, so there's this awkward moment where you feel like Antamila might be talking about you, Edmund, but you're too potato.
Yeah.
Gonna...
No. Once, because I believe, if I remember correctly, Donald, once I had a conversation with Antamila, like when we first got to Baldur's Gate, Antamila, with her religion check, knew what Asimar were, right?
Correct.
She knows the term Asimar, right? So she probably knows at least a little bit about this.
Yeah, but she's asking for literature.
Yes.
Right, no, I get it, yeah. But the moment, like, if he didn't get it before with winged humans, the moment the guy says Asimar, she's like, yeah, he'd probably understand that she's talking about him.
Yeah, so you're led to...
Even with an 8.
You're led specifically, actually, to the religious wing. And there's, like, subsections of deities of order, deities of chaos, deities of, like, the various domains that you're familiar with as a cleric. And in the subsection for deities of light, there's a little bit of searching around, and it pulls out a book that is literally unoriginally titled Asimar.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right?
Start boning up on Asimars.
All right, you have Asimar book. I didn't even have to look at my desk for this one.
Yeah.
You
didn't want to make it like a Fantastic Beast type titles like Asimar and
no.
Where They Fly or something.
Eldrin, I don't know if I mentioned the title of yours. Yours is pretty specific too. It's Known Infernal Dealings of the Pit Fiend Gargouth. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's pretty specific. It looks really old too. Okay.
You said the Known Infernal Dealings of the Pit Fiend?
Gargouth, yes. Generally, nonfiction titles are pretty dry, right?
I mean,
sometimes you get some exciting ones, I suppose.
Yeah, sometimes, especially considering the material, the subject matter.
Yeah. All right. You guys have done some library hunting today.
I'm not even done.
That's fine. You can be a bookworm. You guys have no known pressing issues. Time is still passing. But so there might be relevant things. Actually you do have a potential. I don't know, it's up to you guys, but you know that it was mentioned that it's possible that wherever El Terrell resides, the people that were damned are possibly still alive.
Right.
So that's a thing of interest.
Horrifying.
It sounds pretty bad. Feels bad, man. Okay. What else would you guys like to do?
I would like to try to find some literature on Zariel.
Okay.
Particularly books, and I would tell the librarian, I guess, like recordings, firsthand encounters of interactions with her.
We're actually already in the correct section for literature on Zariel. Light domain. Let's see. Z. You see him kind of like flipping through books. Oh, I guess she wouldn't have a book to herself. Let's see. Here. Pulls out a book, and it's untitled. And he says, I recognize this one. This is a book about extraplanar creatures from the realm of Celestia. This book specifically contains information around the paradigm of good and light. Generally, when you think of things like angels and angelic-like creatures, Zariel would fit in this book.
Mm-hmm.
And he hints it to you.
Cool.
While we're on the topic of the eels, have you ever seen a book in here, anything that references Gabrielle?
Gabrielle. Sounds like an angelic name with the EL at the end.
That's what I'm saying. While we're on the subject of the ELs,
I mean, it might be in that book, I suppose. I don't recognize the name personally, but based on your current interest, I assume it's another angelic creature. I would look in that book.
Certainly my hope. Zariel has me curious.
Interesting. It looks like you've all gathered a bit of a trove of books. Is there anything else I can help you find?
Yeah, do you have any information on Tiamat?
Oh, We're definitely in the wrong section for that. There's, I imagine there's information about Tiamat here. It would certainly be in the forbidden section. You would probably need to speak with the monk there that has the key.
Is there a dragon wing to the library? Excuse the pun.
The man visibly groans, lurches over. He
That
starts to
was
puke
accidental.
blood.
That was accidental. Like, it's gotta be called a dragon.
He falls
You
on the
did
ground
angel.
and starts twitching. It's like he's dying. Yeah, we have information about dragons. That's not forbidden knowledge.
That recovery.
He's just spontaneously, all the blood goes back into his body, and it's like nothing ever happened.
It all just reabsorbs.
It's like a T-1000 sort of situation where like everything starts forming back together.
The new Vin Diesel movie, Bloodshot.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. We got a bloodshot monk.
But yeah, there's plenty of information about dragons readily available. Information about Tiamat, you'd have to talk to somebody.
Okay. God, I'm gonna need a lot of books. All right, I'm gonna head off to the wing of said dragon part of library.
Yeah, he'll actually offer to lead you there.
All right.
It's like this guy's purpose in life is to help people find knowledge. These guys are all very, very in contrast to what you experienced in Baldur's Gate, where everyone was an asshole. Everyone here seems to be happy and willing to help. So yeah, he'll lead you in the right direction. And it's a pretty big wing. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of interest in dragons. There's a lot of literature, fiction and nonfiction about dragons. Like the breadth of knowledge here is quite extensive because people are bringing in books like your friend brought in literally a cookbook. Like they have everything here. So what are you looking for?
Well, I'm gonna scale around for a little bit.
Oh, I hate you so much. Die.
No, you do not know what you've just done.
Scale around.
This is a rather big wing. The breadth of knowledge here is. I'm like, no, he can't. He can't be accidental.
Oh god.
Wait, did I say that?
Yes.
No, it's infectious. The evil laughter. Okay, I hate everything. But
so I'm gonna research the dragon language and see if I can find like references of Finn Pak, so I can find out more about the shame or whatever.
He would say, okay. Actually, let me ask a buddy here. I'm more familiar with the religious stuff. I put you in the right direction, but someone here might actually be more familiar with the content. And he kind of ushers over another monk, and he kind of says, "Hey, this lady's looking for things on Finpak. Do you know what that is?" He says, "I know what it means." He kind of looks at you. And he says, "What are you looking for?" Finpak. That just means the shame. What? I haven't heard of that in any of the literature though.
Oh.
I've read like a lot of these books. It's pretty much all I do.
So there was never a reference of that, like as a more of like a title or a moniker, not just the saying Binpak.
No, no, not that I remember. That seems like a really embarrassing title. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it seems just awful to have. But
Yeah, I don't think anyone would want to be called the Shame, so I would remember it. It would certainly be interesting to me. I don't know if we have any books about that here. Do you have more context?
I might have more context by tomorrow.
Okay. Might not be in this section, but it's certainly draconic. He kind of says, "Sorry, I couldn't help you more."
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Just gonna get in my head a little bit.
All right, you guys got books for days.
Yeah.
What else are we looking for here? Any other books or information?
probably more than we know at the moment.
Reading books is not fast, right? Like, I don't read books because I'm not a nerd. How long does it take to read a good novel?
Depends. How big are these?
Depends on the
books?
page count.
Yeah, some of these
Depends if
are...
you
Like
like
a-
reading
like-
the whole thing.
Like, to put it in perspective for you, the Dresden books take like anywhere from 10 to 13 hours, give or take an hour or two.
It also depends if you're reading like a whole book or just like looking for information.
Yeah, some of these
Right.
books have, like, literal indexes.
Right.
Yeah, smart book does.
Like, but some of them are just, like, straight out writings. So, like, the Gargalth book has an index. The Angel book just has a lot of information. The Asimar book is indexed. I think those are the only books you had, right? Those three?
For now, yeah.
Yeah. The Angel book is not as well ordered, I suppose. Or I say Angel book, but it's all kinds of celestial creatures, actually. Okay. What do we want to do? We have about 10 minutes left.
What was the... Just real quick, what was the name of the book on Zariel, or if there was one?
Let's just see.
It was actually specifically Untitled.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Do we want to figure out if they have what Derek wants at the shop so that we can get it over with before next session?
That might be a good
I
idea.
mean, we
Let's go
can,
check
or
it
we
out.
can do that outside of the session.
Yeah, I'm suddenly removing all shops from the game after tonight. It's done. There's no more shops. But yeah, you guys could check that out if you want. You're gonna go to the shop?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
You enter the shop, and it's like something you would expect to see in like one of those Harry Potter magic shops. Like walls of staves and wands and rods and cases full of scrolls and books. It seems to be wizard-specific paraphernalia here. And the person greets you. It's an older, long-bearded guy, like stereotypical wizard guy, and asks how he can help you.
What are you looking for, Derek?
Would you happen to have items that seem to follow this? And pretty much I'm describing either a ring of spell storing or staff of defense.
He won't have the ring, but he will have the staff.
I turn around and whisper over, like, I found it, guys.
I did it. It's the best.
No flying Eldritch.
Yeah. How much are we looking at? I guess, is there any
Variation.
upcharge, or is it just standard?
It's the
price?
standard going rate. He looks like he has
Nice.
multiple too. Like it's like this guy, like as opposed to Baldur's Gate, where it was a guy with like a mismatched shop of random stuff all over the place. This guy has like and there was like only onesies of certain items. This guy's got like multiples of a lot of the things he has, but he has a more niche inventory.
The ring is not a wizard thing?
It is, but it's not here. He doesn't.
see.
He doesn't have that type of stuff. It's like wand stabs, rods, pretty much anything through rare that's a wand staff, rod, scroll, or book is probably here.
Or like book. Hold on.
I did say book. The tomes are way out of your price range, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, I imagine they would be.
Yeah.
But he has them?
Are you gonna ask?
Never use a tome again.
Yeah, that's the struggle.
I'll burn it. I'll burn it if you try and buy that.
It's caused struggles for us in the past. We won't talk
We
about
can discuss that
them on the stream.
offline.
Yeah, we won't talk
Yeah.
about it on the stream.
That's a long story.
Alright, do we want to try to put our money together and do this thing?
With our
Yeah,
powers
that's fine.
combined.
Will he
Yeah.
will he buy?
What do we need? So the party
He will
treasure
buy
currently
things
has-
of that specific niche. Staves.
That might be problematic.
Ooh.
That's what's in the party treasury right now.
If we can sell the scimitar, then I don't think we can buy it.
You guys didn't sell the scimitar before you left Baldur's Gate?
We didn't sell the second one.
Sell the second
Well, then you wouldn't have enough anyway, right? Because isn't the staff like 5,000?
Well, it's if we put all of our money combined.
Yeah,
that's
that,
only-
the party treasury is 1301. I have 734.27 myself.
54
Yeah,
five.
I have 1100.
Yep.
Derek has a good amount.
666.
I kid you not. After giving that 5 gold away,
I mean, if anybody else is willing to buy things here, then maybe.
Well, it's gonna be 5,000 up for things that we really want, like a wand of lightning. I see glimmering in the corner over there.
He definitely has that. You guys are at 3357 monies, all combined.
Right.
Even with the scimitar, that wasn't enough, unless you had the discount.
Yeah.
Well, I think with the discount and without buying extra stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have. Yeah.
So you don't have to feel bad about not selling the scimitar, because you still wouldn't have enough here.
Makes sense.
I was under the assumption like stuff would have happened in the 5 days.
Nope.
Oh, like
Yeah,
earning more money.
Oh yeah, no, you guys are
There was-
so flush with loot.
We're gonna get
That's
There was
why
supposed to be the Hewn fight, but we already.
we start spending some money. And
I remember
This-
Donald told us about that.
Yep.
is nobody else in the town willing to buy?
You can certainly ask, but there's not people that you've seen that are walking around here like wielding
That's fine.
scimitars. You could certainly investigate and ask around. Maybe someone's interested in researching one, but you could try to see if you can find a buyer. Again, though, it's not enough money by itself.
Something I also forgot, guys. Because we were talking about getting a magical weapon. Can't we just take like a normal ass one and apply that rune to it?
Oh. I guess you
What does
could.
the rune do again?
It's the
I think fire stuff. I actually don't remember. I was trying to find.
What was
Yeah,
the
I
name?
don't have it on
Old or
mine.
old?
But I wrote down rune. That was my custom item, and I forgot to write what type it was.
I think it's Ildrune. ILD.
Opal of Ildrune.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a pretty cool item. Requires
Okay.
attunement, but it does cool stuff.
If you well, yeah, by itself it does stuff too. So not great stuff. It's still if you pop into a weapon, it becomes an uncommon magic weapon, deals an extra 1d6 fire damage. That's magic and 1d6, but not +1. Armor would become magic, require attunement, and have resistance to cold. And I think that's about all the transferring it does, yeah. But hey, fire weapon.
Is that a rare item?
It is. Also, it
Oh.
keeps its other properties too, though. Don't forget about the other properties. The Ignite, Fire's Friend, and Fire Tamer. You don't lose those. The rune transfers to the item. You just
Yeah,
get a
when you
different
transfer-
benefit whether it's weapon or armor.
When you transfer Opal's magic, okay, so if you transfer to a weapon, you still keep Ignite, Fire's Friend, Fire Tamer
Yeah.
on the weapon.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's so much better than what I thought.
Yeah, it's really freaking cool.
Okay, that's actually not terrible at all. Because like that's not really a great trade-off. Might as well just either keep it as one or the other.
Yeah, no, the rune doesn't go away. It's physically destroyed. You can't use it on other items, obviously, but the rune itself is actually transferred to the weapon, so you get or armor, so you get the benefit that's specific to weapon or armor, as well as the other capabilities that the rune has.
Okay, I was just reading the first line, like the opal has volume properties which only work while it's on your person. So I guess the rune would be on the weapon, which would be on your person. So that would count.
Yeah.
I did not. Yes. Okay.
Wait, so who has this right now?
I have it.
I believe Derek, yes.
Are we? And we're not using it.
Literally got it last thing.
But are you attuned to it? Is I guess what I mean.
No.
I mean, if it was in your possession.
But if you
I would have taken the
Possession
time
of.
to learn its properties, which I did, but then right now I'm not. I attuned back to something else.
Makes sense.
I am merely suggesting because, for example, it takes 8 hours of work. If there's a place that would be able to do that, probably here in a freaking city, tower, keep, whatever, full of magic people.
You could do it yourself, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Yeah, you just trace the rune with your finger, and you keep the items, and it just automatically does it. There's no, like, incantations or anything. You just gotta trace your finger down the rune.
For 8 hours.
Yep.
keep robbing.
You just go to... No, oh, you don't... Yeah, that's actually true. Holy crap, that's ridiculous. It's a busy day.
8 hours continuous. Can you break it up over time? What happens if you... No.
No, it says...
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't break it up because it requires the two
It's gonna get good finger stamina, you know.
Over if you end it basically.
Anyways, all I'm trying to say is don't forget about that, guys.
I guess
Can you post it in the chat so I can look it up? What's it called?
Opal of Ilgreen.
I love this tabletop add-in for browser.
It's so cool.
It took 2 seconds for me to just be like, blat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's really good. It was supposed to be a good treasure. Okay. So you guys obviously can't afford this thing.
Yep. Let's head to the end real quick.
You're at the end.
Right? Unless we want to buy something else. They're right next to each other. Go ahead and get set up with our rooms.
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay. You enter the inn, which is called the Hearth. And there is a bunch of Istra singing characters in here that we're not going to describe tonight because we have to end this session in about a minute. And you're able to secure lodging for a gold per night, per person. Are those terms agreeable?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you settle into the Hearth with books to read. Some of this I'll probably work with you on Facebook with to make sure you get the information you're looking for. But for now, we're going to go ahead and end the session here. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a good night.